What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Uh-oh, echoing.
Hey,
The echo. Oh no!
hello.
Welcome. Fine Tuesday to y'all. Good to see ya. What is up, Tuka Buddy Monster CC, 7-year Gulag, Poke Scrub, Clockwork, Daniel, Evan MTG, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you. Hopefully everyone is doing wonderfully today, and we are going to have some fun. So I was trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to play for today's stream? I was scrolling through some deck lists, and I came across this beautiful deck. It's an Aeve devotion deck. We are ooze storming. We are straight up ooze storming. So and this is for modern, by the way. Remember that I know green devotion is pretty popular in Pioneer, but it's not a thing in modern. So that's kind of the twist. Yes, it's already different because it's in modern, but it's doubly different because our plan, we can kind of do Karn shenanigans, but our real plan is to make as many Aves as possible. We are ooze storming in a devotion deck. And the sneaky synergy here is all the copies have a bunch of mana symbols, so once we Aeve, we get a ton of mana, and then we can make even more Aves, and then maybe we find a Karn, and maybe the Karn can tutor out a Chroma's Memorial to give him all haste, and then we smash our opponent with the biggest board of oozes ever. Surprise Noxious Revival isn't tinkered with in this brew. Yeah, I mean, so it's a spell, that's the downside, but it still could be worth considering, but I'm excited to give this deck a shot. So that's deck number 1. We're starting with Ooze Storm Devotion. If we get to deck number 2, we might try this Crash Hulk deck. I don't know if y'all remember Flash Hulk. Flash Hulk was one of the most dominant decks of all time. Just flash a Protein Hulk into play, and then you get combo pieces and you go infinite. This is kind of like you don't have Flash obviously in modern. This is the Crash Hulk version, because if you actually pull off the combo, it takes so many clicks, it's probably going to crash Magic Online, but it's a Protein Hulk combo deck that can maybe win on like turn 3 with Footsteps of the Goro, reanimating Protein Hulk, and then going through the combo. So modern shenanigans today. That is a plan for today. So hopefully everyone is having a spectacular day. Stone Rain, good to see you. Nothing wrong with Arena. All my wheel decks just your wheel decks vanish. That's protein. Yeah. It's like those the muscle head drink, right? Like a protein shake. It is like, if you look at it, it's a pretty buff boy. Been drinking the shakes for sure. Look at that thing. Look at that beast. It is literally a beast. It is very proteined up. How is this not protein? Protein. That's not even a complicated word. Protein. Hey, what's up, motherfucker? How are you? Anyway, everyone, let's start. We also got a couple of interesting, a beefy beastie boy, apparently. Oh, Protein Hulk. So we also got a couple of interesting topics to talk about. Let's do our reminders really quick, and then we'll talk about this stuff. Then we'll talk about the deck. Then we'll play Magic. We're going to have some fun today. So quick reminders. Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. What's going up on the YouTube? Yesterday, we did some historic brawling with the 10-year Grix deck. We may or may not have had one of our biggest punts of all time. Hey, but it was a sweet deck. If you're looking for a cheap brawl deck that's really fun, I would recommend checking it out tomorrow. Got a special against odds episode. It's a card that you're probably not gonna guess it. It's a card that I put on the poll a bunch of times, and you all kept voting it down. So I finally decided to just pull rank, and I was like, all right, we're just gonna play the card. So it's a deck I've been wanting to build ever since Brothers War spoiler season. I couldn't get it to win the poll, but I think you're gonna like the deck, because the deck is actually it's basically Splinter Twin, essentially Splinter Twin with an interesting twist. But you're gonna like tomorrow's against odds. That's coming up on the YouTube. A reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, maybe from Brothers War, maybe some Dominaria Remastered, maybe a collector booster box, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. You can get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes, and they will hook you up. Not standard, but there may be milling involved. Otherwise, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playmats, get away to support the stream and the channel and the site. Donations always appreciated, never required. $2 or more gets your message read on stream. So what are we playing today? We're starting off Ooze Storm Devotion. Our goal with this deck is simple. Make a bunch of green mana symbols with things like Arbor Elf and Utopia Sprawl and Burning Tree Emissary. Use those to play Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. Once we get Nykthos, we can make an absurd amount of mana. Once we make an absurd amount of mana, we try to cast as many spells as possible and play an Aeve Progenitor Ooze, which has Storm, and it makes non-legendary copies of itself. It's only a 2/2, but its copies get really big. And then, if we have enough mana, we can also give it haste with a Chroma's Memorial, and we just ooze our opponent to death. That is the plan. That's what we're trying to do today. Hey, Seth. So I was about to get my wisdom teeth out surgically removed, but they couldn't because I drank Coke Vanilla Zero. When I got under anesthesia, the Coke Zero could go into my lungs, could have possibly died. Wait, is that a real thing? Wait, you drank Coke Zero and that ruined your getting your wisdom teeth out? Well, I'm glad they caught it. That would be a kind of an embarrassing way to go. I went to get my wisdom teeth out, but I drank a Coke Zero and I died. Well, I'm glad you're safe, G Fuel Cold. When I had to get my wisdom teeth out, somehow I had two, like, I know you have like four or whatever, but I had double on the bottom, so there was like extra ones, and it was ended up being a very painfully big hole in my mouth because of that. So yeah, apparently I grew extra teeth for some reason. Is this against odds deck some sort of Taunos deck? There's no Taunos involved, but there is a new Brothers War card that is at the centerpiece. So that is the deck. Before we get into it though, we got ooh, do I open it? I mean, so D20 Bandit, I will give you the correct advice. There's a way we can check this out. If we go over to goatbots.com and we go to booster prices, treasure chests, they sell for 2.43 ticks. The EV is 2.62 ticks. So on it, your single chest could be horrible, but in the grand scheme of things, I would open all my chests because technically over the course of time, you're going to gain 20 cents a chest roughly by opening them at current prices. So I say go for it. It could be a disaster, but I say go for it. Anyway, before we jump into Weird League, I gotta ask you about this card. We got one new spoiler, and everyone's talking about it, and I think this card's actually pretty sweet. So this is Phyrexia, coming out in February. Chromonix the Rat King. This card's kind of absurd, right? Like, isn't this card really good? Apes of Wrath! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Thank ya. So, Chromonix, 3 mana, 3/3, legendary Phyrexian rat. Toxic 1. So, Confirmation Poison is coming back. Poisonous style, essentially, kind of like Future Sight Poisonous. Other rats have Toxic 1. And then when it ETBs, look at your top 5 cards, you can grab any number of rats to put them in your hand, the rest go on the bottom. So it's essentially a Goblin Ringleader for rats that's cheaper and bigger, and it happens to give all your rats Toxic. So if you got a bunch of rats, you can win the game quickly with Infect counters. I'm really excited for this. I mean, yeah, Toxic is weaker but balanced. In fact, there's some things I really like about it. I don't like the play pattern of Infect. Infect is just like really encourages you to play all those pump spells and try to one-shot people. I think this will be a lot more fun way to play Infect. And one of the things I really like about it is if you go back to when Infect was in Standard, or even in Limited, essentially, this is the Phyrexia set that's coming out the end of January, beginning of February. So the thing I love about Toxic, if you go back to Infect Standard, you really couldn't play Infect creatures in a non-Infect deck. You either want to be like purely Infect or purely not Infect, because it is essentially poisonous, yeah, with a new name. So you either want to be Infect or not Infect, because you don't want to be dealing some Infect damage, some normal damage, trying to kill your opponent twice. I think that cards like Chromonix and Toxic, I think it really changes that. Like, I feel like people are too focused, if anything, on the Toxic. This is just a good card. 3 mana, 3/3 that ETB draws you a card in a rat deck, maybe draws you several cards. That's actually just a really good card on its own. And then Toxic is a bonus. So this is a card that you could play, is the only card that has Toxic in some sort of rat deck. And it's going to be great. Like, you don't have to be a poison deck to play this card. So I think the Toxic cards are going to be a lot more playable than the Infect cards. Because like I said, Infect, you pretty much had to be dedicated, like, Infect tribal to actually make them work. Poisonous is triggered. Is Toxic static? I might have messed that up then. I was thinking it was triggered and it would stack, but if it's static, then it's not going to stack. So it wouldn't be exactly like It wouldn't be exactly like poisonous, then, would it? Proliferate does work with poison counters. The other thing I gotta ask you, and then I promise we're gonna do some Ooze Storbag. So we got some information about Aftermath, March of the Machines Aftermath. I want to know what y'all think of this, because I'm trying to figure out what is this set? What does this actually mean? What does it look like? So here is the information we have. This just came out, I think, yesterday. So Wizards. March of the Machine Aftermath, we have Phyrexia, then we have March of the Machine, and then there's this in-between set called March of the Machine Aftermath. It's not a set, but it's like standard legal. But we got information that they're selling this set, not in normal boosters, but they're going to come in 5-pack boosters that you get between 1 and 3 rares, and the rest are uncommons, essentially. No actual draft boosters. As far as what this sounds like, there's literally no commons in this set. So what does this mean? Like, what does this look like? What are you envisioning for Aftermath? Like, is this just like what would we compare this to? Is this a 50 card set of rares? Like, you obviously can't draft it. Maybe it's like double feature. From everything we've heard about it, it's not a reprint set, or not. It doesn't sound like double feature in the sense of where it's like, oh, we just like reprinted all those cards. From how they've been talking about it, it's a set. It's just not a full set, but it's gonna be standard legal. It's gonna have new cards in it based on the information we have about it. I'm very, very Standard Horizons. I mean, that would be kind of cool. I've always thought we need Standard Horizons. Is my hat a little bit see-through? It is a little see-through, isn't it? Can we fix that? Is it all right, now you get to watch me do the greens. Here we go. This isn't actually even the right. This isn't even actually behind the scenes with a professional streaming person. Boom. Oh, wait, no, that's worse. Now I'm fully but now it's shadowy. Green screens are so hard, I swear. They're whatever. It's gonna be a little translucent. Ghost hat survives for this stream. behind the stream, looks like a waste paper basket on your head. Does it? That's probably not the best hat. That was not the look I was going for then. Yeah, the hat might be too green. That might be the problem. It might be blending into the green screen a little bit. I should have thought of that when I bought it. Yeah, I think that's the problem. So it would be kind of funny to paint yourself the color of the green screen, and then you could just be like the Invisible Man or whatever. I think there's a book about that or something. Wow, this hand has so much mana. So much mana. Oh, but literally nothing to do with it. We gotta keep it, right? And just hope we find something to do with it. Stream mode. Yeah, I'm very curious about Aftermath though. Oh, and Thursday stream is gonna be our little holiday celebration, the last stream before the holidays. So we'll probably do some holiday cubing. I don't know, so let's say we're gonna do cube on Thursday for our holiday stream. Would you rather cube on Arena or Moto? Which would be better for you personally? So Moto, the upside is you get all the cards, and you get like Black Lotuses, and I do not understand. We know they added Power 9 to Arena. I do not know why they didn't add the Power 9 to the cube. Like, wouldn't Power Cube be super popular on Arena? They would make so much money. I would give them so much money if I could Vintage Cube on Arena, but yeah, Vintage Cube is coming back, I think, later today on Moto for like a month-ish. And then the cube is up on Arena too. Maybe we do one of each and compare them. We could do that. We could do a half and half, like do a Moto draft and then jump to Arena. What do you think about the possibility of Snoop taking it? Wait, Snoop taking over Twitter? Is that a thing? How did I miss this? Wait, is that a real thing? Is Snoop in the running? I mean, I do kind of like Snoop. He seems like a chill guy. No. Oh my god. Twitter's been wild lately. The thing I'm glad they reversed it, but the thing about like not being able to post your Instagram or what in the it blows my mind. Apparently I don't understand. I don't understand what is the thought process is. I don't know what the thought process is behind some of this Twitter stuff. How do you try to ban people's Instagram links? Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription for the 20th month. Big scoop cheer for you. This is one of those micro subsets. You can opt in and read it if you want to. Well, I did. Opted. We have opted. Ragavade. That's a fun one. We drew another land, unfortunately. Well, if we play the Arbor Elf, they kill it. If we play the Utopia Sprawl, they don't kill it, but then we get hit by Ragavan. They're going to steal our good card. You know they're going to steal our good card. Yeah, let's just Utopia Sprawl on green, past the turd. Come on, Oozes. And other big things. Opponent. Gets and hits us. Yeah, the whole Twitter poll thing doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me because, like, oh no, Eternal Wind. Well, okay, I guess we didn't want that right now. This probably sounds like something Wizards would say, but is that really a representative sample size? You know, Wizards always says, well, you know, we can't put too much into what people say on like Reddit or Twitter because there's, you know, lots of other people that aren't responding to it on Reddit or Twitter or whatever. Oh, wait. Can we ooze next turn? Well, let's think about this. We got to think. We got to do math. So, if we play Overgrowth, we Overgrowth on our forest. We'll tap for 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. We'll have a land. We'll have another land. So we'll have 6 mana next turn. If we Overgrowth, it costs 1 mana. Maybe this deck's too complicated for my smooth brain. Wait. Well, I'm worried about him killing our stuff. Maybe I shouldn't. Like, I'm mostly worried that they're going to just kill our elves and then everything falls apart. We could double elf. I think this is probably safer, though. Let's just Overgrowth. I think this is fine. I think this sets us up for a good enough Aeve to win the game next turn. We can pay for the Pact on our next turn, which I think is fine. Like, with our opponent missing land drops, just making a huge board of oozes should be pretty good. Hey Seth, did you get a chance to look at the mono red Grixis Warfare deck I sent you? Combines Mechanized Warfare with Third Path Iconoclast, Kethig Flame Breather, Weighty Roastmaster, a bunch of other token producers that make red or artifact creatures. Ooh, I don't think I've seen that one yet. I know I still have some deck list emails I gotta get to. That sounds really sweet. Do you have a link for it? About it. Super excited to see this deck. Miss watching you play Modern. I miss watching you play Modern. Our other formats more interesting now. Modern 2, MH2, heavy and stale. Oh, stop stealing our good. Oh, they have counter spells too. Well. That would have been like the best card for us to draw. Opponent. Ragavan. Hey, what's up, Eddie? How are you? Modern, I still enjoy Modern, and we still play Modern. But Modern has gotten a little less... It has gotten a little stale at times, basically. I still enjoy it, and we still do play it. But I gotta say, like... It's been, 2 years now almost? Something like that since Modern Horizons. And it's not that the format doesn't have a lot of decks and diversity or whatever, because it still does. You just see the Modern Horizons 2 cards pretty much every match. Sometimes it's Urga Saga, sometimes it's Ragavan, sometimes it's the Elementals, but sometimes it's a Cascade stuff that came from that set. So I don't know. I still enjoy it, but it's gotten a little stale. So I think even though we still play it quite a bit, I would say Modern is still probably our second most played format. We probably don't play it as much as we did at its peak. I think it's also that Pioneer has gotten pretty good. Plus, we have like Historic and Explorer now, so there's more options. So I think that also splits our focus a little bit. Thoughts on Mono Green Land Destruction deck? I haven't seen it played in Modern before. Oh, on Plow Under in Mono Green Land Destruction. Plow Under, sweet. We played Mono Green Land Destruction a long time ago. That would be a fun one to bring back. No, we are playing a Aeve Progenitor Ooze deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 spell. 2 spell. Aeve. Yeah, I mean, Summoner's Pact. Let's see if it's enough. Let's see if it's enough. Are the oozes enough? Does this even resolve? I guess I could counter it, which would be sad. Summoner's Pact. Opponent. You know, they got a handful of action because they don't have anything else. Oh, I hate Ragavad so much. It's the worst. All right. Pay 1 for Stubborn Denial. Do we even go for it now? We get 2 Aves? Actually, our opponent casts Dispel, so I guess it's fine. We still get 3. All right, we're still going to do it. Get an Aeve. Play an Aeve. Do a little bit of oozing. Okay, Aeve. It's a 2/2. Aeve. It's a 3/3. How do you like us now, stupid monkey? No, come on. All right, opponent has a lightning bolt. We get some oozes. If our opponent draws a fetch land, they still probably just win here. Ragavan is something, isn't it? Do you think that there will be more mirror creatures introduced when we go back to Phyrexia? I would be very surprised if there were not mirrors in Phyrexia. Those, they kind of go together. So yeah, I would be shocked if we didn't get mirror support. Well, play the land. Play an Arbor Elf. Pass the turn, I guess. Oh, well, I mean, that was not the best Aeve I've ever seen. It wasn't bad. Oh, now Territorial Ooze gets to, Kavu gets to go off. Unless we top deck, we're still probably going to lose. Yeah, Pioneer's pretty sweet. Have you watched Chainsaw Man? No, what's Chainsaw Man? I really want to see off-color modern decks, non-blue counterspell deck, green burn, and the like. Ooh, that could be a good against odds pull. Opponent attacks and loots. What else? What else could be on that pull? Oh, we're gonna get super blown out here, aren't we? Brawler discarded. I mean, all we want to do is block like this. Boy, this is probably going to end so badly. But what else can we do? We're just getting monkey snowballed. Outrageous Tyrannosaurus! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop for you. Thank you. Thank ya. Well, I mean, we've just drawn all the mana in the world. There are big things in the deck that draw cards and do cool things. We didn't draw any of those. What is Chainsaw Man? I'm also curious. Okay, so mono green burn, that would make sense. What would like white be? Is it Reanimator? I think the other thing we'd have to consider too is like, does the possibility of it exist? Like, is it Reanimator sounds cool? is there a card in those colors that actually exists that reanimates something? It can be a bad card. We can play bad stuff to like make it work, but mono, like, yeah, like if you went mono white taking turns, I guess there's a couple artifacts that could kind of do it, but isn't, yeah, I guess, but that doesn't really feel like traditional reanimator to me. If you're getting back Phoenixes, like, I could say it is like kind of reanimator, but about it. What do you got over there? Tanky McGee. Dramoka's Command. Well, jeez. All right. Well, the drawing, 2 lands and all action plan has been working out very well for our opponent here. They grow the stupidest of monkeys. We do get to kill the Kavu. We untap. Please, not even more lands. Summoner's Pact. All right, let's try this again. Summoner's Pact. Get an Aeve. Verdant Catacombs. Do we have enough mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This costs 1, this costs 1. All right, crack this. We're going to ooze you, opponent. We're not losing to this monkey. It's not going to happen. We're not going to let it happen. Overgrowth to build the best land of all time. It's tapping for 6. Arbor Elf. Aeve, number 2. Storm, 4 copies. Oh, okay. Your go, opponent. That's what we got. Can you beat it? Can you beat it, opponent? That's a lot of oozes. That's a lot of oozes. I think as much as I hate this, I didn't build the deck. I believe the fetches, only thing I see them here for is honestly thinning the deck, which is not a real thing. Don't do that. I probably should have actually taken them out. But yeah, I see no purpose for them other than thinning the deck, which the math is dubious. This deck's playing like 16 lands or something. Fetches are here for Eternal Witness. That also seems a bit like a bit of a stretch to me. About it. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Don't let us die to this stupid monkey. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. All the mana in the world. I wonder if there could be card draw. I guess Kiora. Could you imagine if we had Kiora to draw with the Aves when they come into play? Well, so if we swing with everything, what happens? Opponent's at 11. We go to combat. Opponent could definitely have a lightning bolt. I'll swing with this, swing with this. This has first strike, so block lightning bolt's still a thing. If we swing with everything, 4 oozes is good, but it's not good enough. We need more. We need more. So we just attack with these then? So if we attack with the rest of them, our opponent can block here, block here. They take not lethal. Yeah, all right. Well, attack with the 2 biggest of the oozes and see what happens. How is the math on deck thinning dubious? Okay, opponent continues to have magic cards. It's a Leyline Binding to hit our biggest use. And opponent. Wow. Are we going to Aeve twice and lose? Is that where this is heading? Is that where this is heading? The problem is, and we can look at the hypergeometric calculator, I think will show this off the best. Opponent gets in with a Ragavan. Well, block and block. The stupid monkey. But it just changes the percentages such a small amount that when you consider that to crack a fetch you're losing life, it just usually is not worth it overall. Like you're increasing your odds of drawing a non-land by a very, very, very tiny amount, but you're also increasing your odds of dying because you're losing life. So in general, hey, what's up, Biscuit? How are you? In general, just playing fetch lands just to thin your deck is usually not advisable. Wow, we are flooding. We are flooding. Well, go to combat. Get in with the big Aeve. Opponent. I'm going to block with this Scion. Sure. We'll play a Nykthos and pass the turn. Opponent adapts. Combat. Goes attacking. I mean, I guess we gotta take it. Are we gonna lose this? I think we're gonna lose this. Opponent. I mean, Primeval Titan, you're also getting a 6/6 trampler. Garrick. Alright, well, I mean, Garrick's not a bad Magic the Gathering card. Opponent. Remands? I haven't seen a remand in a million years. Garrick, again. Make a 3/3. Pass the turn. I personally love to see an Orzhov counterspell deck with Dash Hopes and Lapse of Certainty. I mean, I think that could be a really funny against odds episode. What did our opponent find? Sigh on a Draco. And Jingatha in hand. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Give us something. Should you play Storm the Festival in your mono green Storm deck? There are Storm the Festival. We have one. It was stolen by the stupidest of monkeys. Yeah, that would, you know how good that would have been? That would have been very, very, very good. But no, there's a 1-drop that makes it makes all the cool cards useless. Opponent gonna go attacking. What do we do? Other than stop draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 6 lands left in our deck, I believe. So hopefully we stop drawing them. Spice Lord MTG! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we could block and block and keep the Garrick, but the Garrick's not doing much. Yeah, all right, sure, you did it. You killed the Garrick. Come on, deck. Please not another land. We know the math. Summoner's Pact. All right, well, I mean, Summoner's Pact. Get Eternal Witness. Play Eternal Witness. Get back the Summoner's Pact. Summoner's Pact. Oh, if we had our other Eternal Witness. Okay, Aeve. Wow, if our opponent can mess with our mana, we're gonna die here. Aeve. Storm count, relatively high. Grow 'em, grow 'em, grow 'em, grow 'em. Play the land past the turn. Okay, Aeve number 3. This is a good one. This is a good one. Pass the turn. Did we finally get him? Opponent untaps. Please don't top deck a bird spell. Please don't top deck Tribal Flames. Tribal Flames would be such a sad end. Are there any other green burn spells other than Urano Beasting? Hornet Sting. 1 mana, 1 damage. That's the other one I can think of. I guess it's possible there's another one I'm not thinking of at the moment. All right, we take it. Did they draw it? Gotta be kidding me. You seriously gotta be kidding me. Oh, come on, Magic Gods. Come on, Magic Gods. Oh, I'm pretty sure that was literally their only out. Well, Ragavon. It's a magic card. Oh, Hurricane. Yeah, Hurricane deals damage. Boy, we lost the hat. We lost the hat. You know things are going bad when you lose the hat. We made so many oozes. What do we have to do to see the return of Blueburn with Psionic Blast and Vapor Snag with Snapcasters? The old Favorable Winds deck needs an update. Ooh, that could be a fun one to try again. Yeah, I wonder. I'm curious. It's so funny. There's so many sweet decks that we played in the past. Like if you go back to even like Budget Magic's really easy to look up because they're right on the metagame page. If you go back to like the early days, Eminent Domain was super cool. I don't know if the Blue Burn, I don't remember what series that was for. I know Favorable Winds has got to be on here. Favorable Winds. Oh, it is on here. 2017. So it was what, five years ago now almost. When I go back and look at these decks, some of them are so cool. But then when I look at them, I'm like, is there really? Are these just relics of the past, sadly? Like, can we still make these decks work? Maybe that would be a fun sub-series to just go back and like see if we can still make them work. I wonder how many of them could work in the current edition of Modern. Like, could we still win a game with something like Eminent Domain? Or is that just like something that could work in 2015 that there's no way that it's gonna work in 2022, 2023? Oh, I mean, it would be super fun. I wish I would add more of those cards to Arena. The other challenge is, so what do you, when you're playing something that's that janky, like, you know how Modern is now. You know the power level of Modern. When you're playing something that's like 10 out of 10 janky, do you think that would it be worth playing it like casually, if that makes sense? Like, what if, like, would it be entertaining to play Blue-Green Burn in a Modern league? I'm actually curious. That's one of the sad things with just like the snowballing power level of, boy, if we can hit a land, this hand can do some things. One of the awkward things with the snowballing power level is like you play these janky fun things. Like basically, it's gotten a lot harder, I think, for against the odds decks to compete in a format like Modern because the power level is just so high compared to like 2015 or 2017. I think it's a lot harder to win with brews in general. It's not against the odds decks. I think that's the heart of my issue with current Modern. Honestly, and it's probably a me thing because I like to play Jank and I like to play against the odds decks. All right, this is gonna be a turn. Okay, wow, check this out. I think we win this one. Tap, untap. So, Burning Tree Emissary, make 2 mana. Burning Tree Emissary, make 2 more mana. Make 6 mana. Oh, Sophie Kiora. Oh, this is going to be so good. So we Kiora. We untap Nykthos. We make more mana. This is turn 3. By the way. We Kiora. Oh my goodness, what a game. Kiora, keep the new one. Untap Nykthos. Make some mana. Overgrowth. Yes, 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 yes. Aeve. Yes, yes, yes. Here they come. Number 1, number 2, number 3, draw a card. Number 4, draw a card. Number 5, draw a card. Number 6, on turn 3. That is a lot of oozes. That is a lot of. If we hit a Nykthos, we could have kept going too. Yeah. Oh wait, can we still keep going? Yeah, good enough. Good enough. You're go about it. You're go about it. Okay, that was that was a good one. I can see how this deck can do some pretty sweet things. One thing, back to the like playing Jank thing. One thing I struggle with is like I don't like playing the good cards. Maybe that's a me thing that I need to get over. But that's where I struggle when it comes to like when it comes to modern in specific. Like let's say you want to build Simic Bird. Let's say you want to build Simic Bird because that sounds hilarious. But if your Simic Burn deck is like, and maybe Simic's not even the best color combination because so many of the busted Simic cards are banned now. But let's say you're Simic Bird and you're like, well, so I want to play Hornet Sting and your IOB Sting, these like really janky, hilarious cards, Psionic Blast. But then you're like, well, I'm playing Modern. Omnath, that kind of burns, right? If you make 3 land drops, that deals 4 damage. And then like Fury, that kind of burns creatures, and you just start adding in the staples. On one hand, doing that means there's some chance that your deck might win on occasion. On the other hand, it just feels wrong. It feels so weird. Like, are you in against the odds deck even if your theme is really janky, if there's a Ragavan in your deck? That's one of the things I struggle with the most. And I don't know the solution. All right, can we do it with our opponent on the play? Because I mean, I think that's the state of modern. When it comes down to it, the state of modern is there's a lot of playable decks, but essentially every single one of them is built around Modern Horizons. So there's a ton of diversity among decks. There's a ton of archetypes in a ton of different decks, but the card pool is actually pretty small now. That's why when diversity comes up, people like to point to deck lists. Whenever there's a criticism of modern, and you're like, well, I don't think it's diverse. It doesn't feel diverse to me. People will point to the fact, well, there's still like, look at all these decks. It's a huge list of decks that are playable. And that's fair. That is true. There are still a huge list of decks. Can we keep, wow, it's a lot of Aves. Not a lot of mana. We do have Oath. And we do have Nykthos, but no mana symbols. This will find us something. I think we try it. I think we try it. What is Heritage? Oh, also, I'm curious about this one. There's a new format. Oh, Summoner's Pact, eh? Oh, if this gets Summer denied, we're going to be sad. We actually really need this to resolve. Okay. Whew, thank goodness. The land because we need it, I guess. It's a shame to let these cards go, but I think we do just have to take the land here, sadly. All right, Vern Catacombs, go. What do you think? I know Todd Anderson from Star City Games. He was formerly from Star City Games and now streamer. He's been trying to do this, I think he calls it New School. And he sent me a thing about it, and I'm curious if it's something that appeals to people. I think it's a little confusing to me at first because I think the idea of New School is it's like 2 standards. So it's that was my first impression. Is this sounds like extended? So that is basically what it seems like. All right, so I guess I'm not the only one whose first impression was that sounds like extended. I guess when I asked Todd about it, he said what he saw is the difference. Ooh, all right, we're getting kavued. What he saw as the difference was he saw it as a standard replacement rather than a competitor for like Modern or Pioneer. Like there should be no standard and it should be New School instead. So that kind of makes more sense. Like comparing something like New School or Extended to Pioneer or Modern, it seems like it would be hard for New School or Extended to win. Comparing it to Standard, although I feel like the timing was a little awkward because I think the current New School format starts with Throne of Eldraine. So it's like starting with one of the most notoriously busted sets in the history of the game. A format that's Ixalan forward, what Historic was originally meant to be. Yeah. It is interesting how we've seen there isn't really I guess there is, but there isn't a non-digital only card Arena Eternal format. You have Pioneer, but that's essentially a paper format that we're now working on adding to Arena, but it's not built around the Arena card pool in any way. It's built around the paper card pool and it's being added. And then MS Mall, welcome to the Fishbowl. Got a box of Dominaria Remastered for 170. Flip it or crack it. I think it depends on how comfortable you are with gambling. I think DMR, the top end's there. Like if you can hit one or two of the top end cards, your box is going to turn out really good. On the other hand, if you whiff on those top end cards, there's a lot of bulk in there. I would probably rip it, although that would probably also be wrong most likely. New School is supposed to be rotating. So it's supposed to be, the idea, I think, my understanding of it, if you want a actual from the horse's mouth version of it, you can ask Todd Anderson about it because he's the one that's trying to create the format. But my understanding is it's literally two standards. So 4 years of sets essentially, and then every year one standard drops off and 1 year worth of set drops off and another year will be added on from the new sets. So basically standard still rotates except twice as big is my understanding. There will be a time when we have a Secret Lair format. We're heading towards that point, I think. Can we do anything cool here? What if we Summoner's Pact. Wow, we might kill ourselves, but we're dying anyway. So what do we care if we die? We Summoner's Pact, we get a Burning Tree Emissary. We Summoner's Pact, we get a Burning Tree Emissary. If they have any interaction, we get super wrecked. The other option is just to try to wait one more turn, but we would die anyway to like anything. You know what? We came here to try to ooze. Let's try to do fun things. If we die, we die. Like we're fine with that. Everyone dies. Can't do anything about that. Summoner's Pact. Please, no fetch land cracking. Just let us do things, opponent. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Us dying to our own packs is a realistic outcome to all of this. The safer plan would have been to Eternal Witness back the fetch land. The problem is we're taking 10. We already saw Tribal Flames. They have it, don't they? Stubborn Denial just stops all the fun. Or a Lightning Bolt. Hey, what's up, Guitar King? How are you? Good to see you. Well, step 1, Burning Tree Emissary. So we Summoner's Pact. Come on, opponent. Just let us do the cool thing, opponent. I mean, to what you mentioned, Stone Rain, I would not be surprised if there was an Ixalan forward format eventually. I think that'll be the, oh no. Oh, okay. Well, GG. GG. They had it. Opponent, hater of fun. Well, okay, so Burning Tree Emissary. Aww. Nykthos makes 3 mana, which isn't enough. I mean, we are just dead here, right? Opponent. Yeah, we are just dead. Sure. Because we got to pay for the pact, so there's no way out. Oh, that was going to be such a fun turn, too. Well, sadly, opponent doesn't like fun. Hey Seth and everyone, I made a Midrotha Birthing Pod deck using new prototype cards. Ooh, let me take a look. Oh, so on the Ixalan thing, Stone Rain, does it mean you get to name? I mean, I would be down with that. It's kind of like astronomers. If you're the one that discovers the star or whatever, you get to name it. Because here's my logic. So we have Pioneer, which starts, what, 20... What is the date? 2012. Actually, maybe Ixalan will be too soon. But my guess is that we'll see Modern become Pioneer. And there's like 10 years in between the start of those two formats. And then eventually we will see Pioneer get replaced by another new format with a more recent card pool. And maybe Ixalan will not be the exact starting point though, because that's only like 5 or 6 years after the start of current Pioneer. So it might be that that's just too close. Maybe it'll actually be something like, actually, you know what? It's probably Aftermath, honestly. Mr. Second Amendment, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Speaking of, Strangleroot Geist, Richard in the house. Let me see if I can find. Did anyone see the question to Mark Rose? Oh, here it is. It was a big thing on Reddit. All right, let's. Oath of Nissa. Go digging for a land. Get a forest. Play a forest. Play Arbor Elf. Hope really hard that it lives past the turn. We have the Summoner's Pact that can get the Aeve if we can get to the point of doing it. Did anyone see this question? So apparently something big is happening with Aftermath. There's a question to Mark Roser on his blog. Are the March of the Machines changes big in the sense of the story or big in the sense of gameplay? Mark Rosewater's answer, yes. So I guess that means both. Although it is worth pointing out that, Mark Rosewater, he doesn't lie about things, but he is the hype man and he can be a little bit hyperbolic about things. And that is very much a non-answer. It's not like he said, he's very good with his answers. He's very good wording things in a way that make them sound exciting, but without straight up lying about things. So maybe it's all nothing. Maybe nothing comes of this, but maybe something big is happening. Why would you have lost the game? If pack is countered, you don't need to pay the cost. Oh, yeah, but the problem is we're taking 10, and we have to spend our entire next turn tapping out to pay for the pact, and then we get attacked again and die. So we wouldn't have died to the pact, per se, but we would have died to... We're actually kind of close. Boy, if we had a Nykthos, we'd really be in business. Oh, so if we Overgrowth... This is going to tap for... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there a way we can do it this turn? So if we play this on green, And then we overgrowth the same land. I mean, I think we're going for it. Then we untap that land. Then we tap that land. And we play Kiora. Oh, this is going to be sweet. This is another turn 3. This deck can do some pretty sweet things pretty quickly. Kiora, untap that land. Tap that land. Kiora. For 3. It's going to be some oozes. We're going to do some oozing. Kiora again. Keep the new one. Untap that land. Summoner's Pact. Well, so steps for 5, 6. How greedy are we? How greedy are we? We could get Eternal Witness to get back the Summoner's Pact, but if our opponent kills the Arbor Elf, we lose to our own pack. Duffman, welcome to the Visual. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. I mean, the odds of us dying if we do that are really high. What's in our sideboard? Can we get anything? So we could just Karn get a free spell just to up the storm count. I guess that's the safest line. Just like Karn, take down Walking Ballista, cast it just to up storm. We do only use once. All right, we'll go the Karn way. Let's take Aeve. Play Karn. Wow, what a turn. Take down Karn. Get Walking Ballista. This is going to be a lot of oozes. Could you imagine if we had Nykthos to go with it too? Walking Ballista. Cast it for 0. Storm count 7. There'll be some oozes. Aeve, Progenitor Ooze. Copy 1. Copy 2. Copy 3. These ones get to draw as cards with Kiora. Copy 4. I mean, opponent could still combo off. That's possible. Copy 5. That was a pretty good turn 3. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh my god, and we get to do it again next turn if we want to. All right, opponent. Your go. Your go, Strangleroot guys. Can you beat the oozes? Can you Karn Chain Veil? Probably, but I don't want to win that way. We'll win that way if we have to, but plan A is oozing them. Dryad Arbor for our opponent. The deck is super hilarious when it goes off. So far we haven't won with it, but it is beautiful is a good way to put it. The beautiful, beautiful Jank. Oh, so did I pull up the... So what do you think about the aftermath? Ooh, all right. Well, okay. This isn't lethal though, right? Oh, wow. No, it's a Blood Artist. No matter how many oozes we make, it's not enough. Oh, I mean, our opponent pretty much literally had to have those exact 2 cards in hand. Wow. Oh, goodness. I'd like to see some more payoffs in the deck other than just Aeve going for a full playset of Storm the Festival or something. Yeah. I mean, I think Aeve is what makes the deck cool, though. Like, if you just win the normal mono green devotion way, like, this might be a hand that has to win in a normal mono green devotion way, and I don't know if that's that intriguing because of because of the deck's dominance in Pioneer, I'm kind of like meh on that. Hey, what's up, Gat Guy? Good to see you, good to see you. Oh, that was so many oozes, too. Did you see the name I picked for the format? Cheese Explorer. Wait, why Cheese Explorer, Stone Raid? I mean, I like it, but... Opponent. Can it win in Modern? Probably not. I mean... The things we've done so far are winnable. I think it's just kind of unfortunate that our opponents just had the ability to go infinite right after, which is a problem. Well, play the land, pass the turn. I mean, we have a Chroma's Memorial in our sideboard to get. Opponent. Even more thought seizing. All right. Playing some Yogg control over there, apparently. Well, there goes the Karn. Opponent. Ignoble Hierarch. Well, okay. Boom. Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. Yeah, it's going to be hard to up the storm count here, isn't it? Aeve is really only good if you're getting at least 3 copies. Rolf's Messenger. Double Thought Seize is tricky. Opponent. Ignoble Hierarch. Well, I mean, we can do this, but I don't think this... I don't even know if I want to play the Aeve. Like, is it even worth it? A 2/2 and we're playing Modern. That doesn't feel worth it. I mean, I guess it adds mana symbols for the Nykthoses, so maybe, I guess that's the reason to do it, is just... Get our devotion count up in case we draw something else. Well, all right, there's Aeve. Ooh, what's your Explorer deck, ProSloth? You should make a mono red Nykthos deck and Explorer with Mechanized Warfare and Torbrand. Ooh, I've actually been playing some mono red Devotion. I called it Cheese Explorer because I like cheese. Hey, that is a fair enough reason to name a format. You have the Power Stone, right? So, I mean, I also like cheese. Yeah, I've been playing Mono Red Devotion and Explorer too. There's actually a video coming up this week. It's really sweet. It is really sweet. Opponent Scavenging Ooze passes. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I imagine this has to do something good. It's got to. Okay. There's got to be... All right, chat. What are we getting out of our sideboard? There's got to be something. There's got to be something sweet. So tap on tap. There's got to be. There's got to be something sweet. Tap. Karn. Come on, deck. Let there be something cool. There's gotta be something good we can get. Okay, Karn comes down, ticks down. Dragon Bones! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you. Yes, we will use the ability. Chain Veilstone Rain, Worm Coil, Portal to Phyrexia. Sundering Titan. Oh, Sundering Titan only gets 2 lands here. That's not that good. Portal's probably better. Huh. I mean, I guess we could Chain Veil first. Make a huge Ballista. Is Ballista lethal? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Devotion? It's actually not that far off, is it? I mean, a Chroma's Memorial's sweet, but we're a little light on power. Portal to Phyrexia is just funny. Oh yeah, Karn should be banned in every format. Oh, Karn is so over the top. I mean, Pithing Needle would stop our opponent from comboing, but we got to be able to do something sweeter than that. You know what? Let's just I think this is fine. Let's just, Portal to Phyrexia, yeah? They do get to sack the messenger sort of for free. All right, opponent. How about a Portal to Phyrexia? Here it comes. Sack away, Fred. Sack away. Yeah, Karn struck Karn is sweet. I love that card. I still love that card. I think that card's actually still really good. All right, opponent does some sacking. Gets back the messenger. I don't think it was lethal, right? Ballista could have been 10 damage. All right, so opponent going to use some stuff from the graveyard. I guess that does make Portal a little less impactful, just because the Scavenging Ooze is gonna sweep the graveyard. Opponent Wooded Foothills. Yeah, we had 20 mana, so I don't think we could have went actually lethal. Savage Summoning. So you can play in your opponent's turn. Aeve can't be countered. Ooh, Savage Summoning. I remember that card being kind of hyped when it was spoiled, and wow, that card never saw play anywhere. Savage Summoning. 1 mana instant. Can't be countered. The next creature spell you cast this turn can be cast as well. Add flash. The spell can't be countered. Creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. I mean, that could be sort of interesting. Opponent passes. We draw a useless land. Well, Karn. Tick it down. I wish there was something sweeter that we could get from our sideboard. These cards aren't that sweet. They're like okay, but they're not that exciting. I mean, we can get some hate card that's going to stop our opponent from comboing, which is probably the correct thing to do, but I want to do something cool. Huh. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Liquid Metal also would shut down Yogg, sort of. Oh, watch him court out Yogg in response to Stone Brain. Yeah, I guess we could just get a Chroma's Memorial. That does win in 2 turns. And they're not really set up to win. They need 2 pieces to win. You know what? Let's do it. A Chroma's Memorial is pretty sweet. I think that's the coolest card we can get at the moment. So let's do the coolest thing possible. A Chroma's Memorial. Watch our opponent be holding Besage. Boom. Creatures you control flying, first strike, trample, haste, vigilance, pro red, pro black. Please do not have Besage. Please no. Yeah, I mean, Savage Summoning, it would be kind of funny. Being able to cast stuff during your opponent's turn. I think the downside is a lot of the... Wow, they really do have... Wow, if we got Stone Brain, we would have got it wrecked. Okay, well... seems possible that we're losing, after all. Well, we get a Memorial... Opponent's going to start sacking their board. Not exactly sure why, but... Oh, they want to try to use it as removal? Okay. Sacks Messenger. Gonna try to kill the Aeve. Wow, we're still just going to lose here, aren't we? No matter what cool thing this deck does, it just ends with us losing. I mean, opponent doesn't win with what they have on the battlefield. They need two persist creatures to be able to win with their combo, but they do get to draw some cards, so there's definitely a chance that they just draw into the combo. I'm not sure why people think Ballista was lethal. I'm confused by that. How does 20 mana Walking Ballista deal 14 damage though? That's the part I'm confused by. I assume since our opponent stopped doing things, they probably have the pieces to win. Yeah, the bigger issue is our face from this Geralf's Messenger draining us. Well, we'll see. If our opponent has another Undying creature, they go infinite. My guess is that they didn't sack anything else. Makes me think that they probably hit it, but we will see. Opponent. Combat. I mean, if they... I mean, isn't this just an easy blowout? I'm so confused. Block with everything. 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, maybe that's greedy. Yeah, let's just block with an Arbor Elf. I guess, so if we block with everything, there's probably a way they grow this big enough. Or they kill the Memorial or something. All right, we'll just block with an Arbor Elf. The acrobatic deck of yours is fun to play. Well, I don't have the wild cards to make it. It looks like yours is mostly cards I already had. Ooh, yeah, the acrobatics deck is super fun when it goes off. Yeah, so if you have Geralf's Messenger, you don't need a Blood Artist because it's ETB drains you. If you're comboing with other Undying creatures, then you do need a Blood Artist because you don't get the drain from Messenger. How about it? Innkeeper. Land. I mean, if we get to untap, we just turn Portal into a ridiculously unbeatable creature with Karn. And win with the oozes. Win with the oozes. Wow, opponent passes? Okay. Reanimate your Dryad Arbor? Got him. A Serac combo is sweet. It's actually pretty powerful. All right, what do we draw? A land. Well, Portal to Phyrexia? What is that last card? Or what could they draw into? Go to combat. Swing. And did we get there with the Portal beats? They get to do Yogg stuff, right? We were so close to the Phyrexia Dryad Arbor. What's your opinion on leaks or spoilers, especially when it's meaningful? I mean, I don't care about leaks. We talk about leaks in general. I try to give people a heads up if there's someone who's trying to opt. Was this just working? Oh, all right. Well, hey, we found the line. I try to give people a heads up if we're going to talk about leaks because some people try to opt out of leaks. So I do try to give people a heads up. But yeah, we talk about them. Why are there some sweet new leaks? Are there some sweet new leaks we should be talking about? My feeling is this. Like, this has come up, and it's gotten way better, because there was a huge debate about this in the community a few years ago. But my feeling is it actually has an impact on people's lives. And it's pretty easy to be like, if you're not someone who's trying to buy the cards and keep up with the game, or you have so much disposable income that it just doesn't matter to you, then being able to opt out of keeping up on that stuff is perfectly awesome if that's the choice you want to make. But I don't know, I don't think everyone can afford to do that, because something gets leaked and then a bunch of cards get bought out and it makes the game more expensive. So I think just having the information out there once it's public, I think it's a necessary evil, I guess. In a perfect world, nothing would ever leak, and then we wouldn't have to deal with any of this. But since we don't live in that world, I think that the best thing you can do is give the information to the people who want the information. At the same time, I try to be respectful of people who are opting out of leaks and don't want to know about the leaks, because that's also a legitimate perspective. Plus, at this point, there's so many different versions of cards. How do you even know what's real and what's not? Yeah, I saw those leaks on Reddit. Do you think they're legit? They looked pretty realistic. They were ones where you couldn't really see the abilities on most of the cards, right? I was trying to see the abilities and what they were actually doing, but only one of them was kind of obvious ish. Who? Oh boy, double Summoner's Pack, double Kiora in Aeve. Does this hand get us where we need to go? Probably not without a Nykthos. Yeah, I think we gotta mulligan that one. Okay, well, this hand is a Karn hand, I guess. No judgment, but I personally can't be spoiled by a couple of cards. Just not the same as a game or movie story. And I think that's become less of a thing recently. I don't know, maybe, I'm sure some of you know way more about the lore than me. Is it a fair statement to say that Wizards has been doing less with the lore recently compared to what they used to do? Because I feel like a few years ago when there were like books and stories, I could see how people would be like, well, you know, I was going to read that and it got spoiled, but that doesn't really happen anymore, right? Isn't that kind of just gone? I do also wonder how many of the leaks are actually leaks and how many of them are just marketing. Like, is this card actually leaked, or did Wizards just have someone post it under a non-WotC staff name somewhere to get people talking about the set? Because sometimes the timing of the leaks is just so, wow, jeez, sometimes the timing of the leaks just feels so perfect that either it's just like super fortunate from Wizards' perspective, or it could be marketing. Tinfoil hat time. The story's gotten so irrelevant, no one seems to care now. So why has the story gotten less relevant? So is it War of the Spark? I remember, the last thing I remember being big about lore is them like just butchering the War of the Spark books and having it be a really big negative that a lot of, ooh, all right. You know what? It's a pretty decent draw after you've got Thought Seized and Necromention. What did they take? Oh, they took our Aves. Come on now, opponent. Oh, we wanted to kill you in fun ways, but now we're going to have to kill you in a boring mono green devotion way. Well, Oath of Nissa and... Oath of Nissa and... I guess just Oath. Double Oath in this. Sort of awkward, but we gotta do some pondering. See if we can find some goodies. Eternal Witness isn't bad. And number 2, I guess Eternal Witness isn't bad. Or maybe we just want the Nykthos. Maybe Nykthos is better. Without the Aeve, some of the Eternal Witness loops are a lot less exciting. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, let's take Nykthos now. Any order. Play the Nykthos. Play the Utopia Sprawl. On greed. Well, pass the turn, see what happens. Come on, no Yogg, no Yogg. TSR used to have fun books based on various D&D worlds. Wizards hasn't handled them well. How big of a negative do you think it is? Because I feel like Wizards, it's so funny because I feel like the lore should be really important, if that makes sense. Because it feels like Wizards wants Magic to be... I feel like Wizards wants Magic to be like... whatever, an X-Men. Like the Marvel universe or whatever. They want to have like all these products and all this stuff and have their own cinematic universe. But doesn't that require having like strong lore and flavor? Like, can you be the Marvel cinematic universe without having stories? Cat Attack Zach, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank ya. Well, all right, Eternal Witness. Get back. Oh. Palestine! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip, thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen to yesterday's podcast. I was thinking if trying to play top tier standard deck optimally is not interesting to you because it's not really challenging, what about Legacy? In Legacy, every small decision matters. And it'll be much harder. Oh, Jazer, I was hoping everyone knew that was a joke. I was messing around. I am not actually anywhere near that cocky. No. My question would be like, do people want to watch it? That's my question. Like, would spiky content be something people want to watch on occasion? Because the other thing is like, here's what I worry about. A lot of it is the interaction, I think. I think if you want to see sweaty goldfish, it's the talking interaction, I think, is what leads to a lower win rate. Probably most of all, just having the split focus of trying to do multiple things. So that's what I would worry about is like spiky content might not be the most entertaining content, but it could be fun to try on occasion. Ooh, Path of Metal. Let me see, Mother Frogger. You know what? Let's just storm the festival. Whatever. What's the worst that can happen? It is a powerful card. So make some mana. Do a little Nykthosing. Storm the festival. Get Kiora and Burning Tree Emissary. Make some mana. Kiora, untap Nykthos. Make some mana. Oh, without Aeve though. Untap. Without Aeve, I don't know what we're trying to spin into here, really. Aeve is like such a huge part of our plan for finishing the game. Storm the festival. Well, Karn the Great Creator and Kiora. I mean, does this mean we just win in the boring way? Karn the Great Creator. Tick down. Oh no, I've never actually had to execute this combo. Get a Chain Veil. Untap Nykthos. Please scoop opponent before please scoop before people realize I actually not sure how to click through this combo. Chain Veil. Okay, activate Chain Veil. Untap Nykthos. take down Karn. Wait, so how do we win the boring way? So, okay, so we have the Chain Veil. We don't have the loop thing though, right? We don't have the split card. Pestilent Cauldron. So can we actually so we don't have the pieces to win. Yeah, Spiky is like yeah, playing to win rather than playing to have fun or whatever. Actually, this has got to be the time when Portal to Phyrexia is actually good. This has got to be it. If there was ever a time, I blame our opponent. We didn't want to win this way. We wanted to ooze them, but our opponent insisted on destroying all of our cool cards, thought seizing us, exiling all of our Aves. All right, opponent. All right. Now we can steal their Wall of Roots. We got them. Opponent. Gonna combat. Okay, thin the deck. Crack the Verdant Catacombs. Grab a forest. Untap. What do we find? Reanimate your... Oh my god, Dryad Arbor. All right, Dryad Arbor. Phyrexian Dryad Arbor achieved. Yes. It doesn't look much differently, but that is a Forest Dryad Swamp Phyrexian land. So make some mana. Untap with Kiora. Tick up card on Portal to Phyrexia. Make some mana. I think we can do this. Chain Veil. I think we got him. We might not be oozing, but I think we can do it. Untap. Karn. Take it down. Yes, please. A Chrome. Wait, what are they at? Oh, that's not lethal. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh boy, are we going to win with Walking Ballista? That's so dull. You know what? We're going to have fun. Sundering Titan. Yavimaya. Play Sundering Titan. Blow up. Draw a card. Blow up both of your lands. God, okay, that was actually pretty good. Ooh, that was pretty close to a flawless victory. We might not have been oozing, but that was pretty close to a flawless victory. Oh, chat, wow, we've only played 2 matches. We've been playing super slow. One and one. Wow, that was good. All right, a reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can make cardkingdom.com. The other news, chat, that I wanted to ask you about, I want your opinion. Ooh, check out your Ooze Commander deck. Let me see, Dzank. Did you see the Storm Scale article from Mark Rosewater? The updated Storm Scale. I wanted to know if it matched with your perception. I'm hyped for Cheese Explorer Stone Rain. Sounds like a sweet format. Yeah, I wish our opponent just left the Ooze. I'm actually wondering if taking Aeve was correct or if they should have taken Karn. I think Aeve is our plan for winning, but it's also so much memeier than Karn. Psycho Smurf, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank ya. Ooze Commander, eh? Ooze Commander looks fun. Okay, little rant. That looks super sweet. Ooze tokens. Little rant. Do we have an Aeve in hand? We don't have an Aeve in hand. Why is Aeve legendary? Is there any justification for that, chat? Look at this card. Look at this card here. Aeve Progenitor Ooze. This is a case where I feel like Wizards twisted themselves into knots to make a non-legendary card into a legendary card. It would be so clean if it wasn't a legend. You have to have all this extra text that, oh, if it's a token, it's not a legend. Are we getting too many legends? That's actually the topic of an upcoming podcast that we're doing. Whether or not there's too many legends these days. And oh, wait. We gotta think about this. Burning Tree, Kiora, Summoner's Pact, Aeve. 1, 2, 3. Is that enough? So this into this. Untap. What are we putting to the bottom is the question. What are we putting to the bottom? I have some specific ones I want to ask you about. You know what? I think we just put Summoner's Pact to the bottom and trust that we draw the Aeve. So, are we getting too many legends? That's the overarching question. There is almost 400 legends printed this year or something, which is just a huge amount. Something like over 20% of all the legends in the history of Magic were printed this year. Are you actually supporting Cheese Explorer Stone Rain? I thought you were joking. All right, maybe we'll have to do some cheese exploring at some point then. I thought it was a joke, but okay, there's our Aeve. That's good. That's what we would have tutored for anyway. Okay, pass the turn. Are we going to be fast enough against the Primeval Titan deck? There were also like 70 secret. Yes, there was also a ridiculous amount of secret layers. I feel like more legends is good, but some of the cards, like, I just don't understand. I just don't understand why they're legendary. I think that's what it comes down to. There's a pull up if we're getting too many legends. Like, back in the day when we were getting, like, 8 legends a year or something, which was a real number in some years in the early days of Magic. Like, legends were super scarce, maybe a couple per set. That's obviously not enough to... Yeah, I think we're gonna die. I forgot that gamer is a that is a legal name now in Magic. Oh yeah, that's a thing you can do now. Yep, so opponent, Cavern on Gamer. Urza's Saga goes to combat. Gets in, hits us. We really need, what, 2-ish turns? At least. Preferably, maybe another Burning Tree would help. So Aeve is one of them that really just blows my mind. I'm going to pull up on Scryfall the recent legends. All right, here comes the burn. Because there's some other ones I wanted to ask you about. Because I know Mark Rosewater said a thing that was like, someone was like, you're printing so many legends, I think you should print less. And his response was basically, people want a lot of legends. We're printing a lot of legends because people keep asking us to make these legends because they want, a legend for their commander deck or whatever. So, we're just kind of like fulfilling the demand. And I think in some sense that's true. I think some of the new legends and the proliferation of legends is doing that, where someone's like, I really want a worm commander, so they make Baru, or I really want, choose whatever, we don't have a good enough rat commander, so they make Ashcode or whatever. I think that part is true adjacent, at least. So we're at 10, 7. There's a bounce land in hand, so we're literally dead on board. Can we win this turn? No. So we play Burning Tree. Oh, we just can't do it. Wow, look at this. We thought our deck was doing scary things. This is our opponent's turn 3. Opponent's turn 3 is like... Look at just they're gaming. They're officially gaming. Because they have a bounce land in hand, that's 9 damage, so we're just dead. So we Burning Tree, I mean, all right, so we Burning Tree. We just don't have enough devotion to do anything. Burning Tree makes 2 mana. Nykthos is breaking even right now. We can play Kiora, but that's only tapping 1 mana. So yeah, we literally just die. Let's see, legendary creature. Let's pull up this search. Okay, so if you look through, let's look at these legends from the past year. So some of them are awesome. And I think a lot of them, oh, I forgot to, hang on. I want to do not reprint. All right, so we're gonna look at these recent legends, and I want your opinion. There's also a poll. Get in your vote if you're interested. So where we were in the past with 20 legends a year, 30 legends a year, that's not gonna do it in 2022 when Commander is such a big format. In some of these cards I love, like Kibu, I get it. Like I want monkeys to be a deck people can play. Are monkeys going to be the most popular or powerful tribe? No, but there's going to be people out there who love their monkey deck, and that's what they want to play more than anything. And I think that having, oh no, this isn't for this year. This is all time. It's just sorted by the most recent ones first. I don't think there's a way to only sort by this year on Scryfall, or if there is, I don't know how to do it. So those are the commanders I like. I like seeing Kibo, for example. I like seeing Ashka. I think maybe it's a little too good for a Rat commander, and it's going to make it hard to make future Rat commanders, but those are the ones that I really like. The ones that I'm wondering about, and this is where when I start to see these cards, I start to be like, why is this a legend? Why is this a legend? Are we really that desperate? I think one good example is Lauren. Sell me chat on Lauren of the Third Path. Why? What makes this a legend? I guess I don't know the lore enough. Is it just story? Is that purely the reason that this is a legend? Is that Lauren is an important name character? But when I read this card, look at she's a story character, so it's just lore. Because if you look at, let's go way to the other end of the scale here, and we'll jump back to the future. When I think of traditional legend creatures, they're kind of like mythics almost, if that makes sense. I'm thinking like go back to the earlier days of Magic. They're mostly these pretty big, flashy, rare, like they would be the mythics of their era for the most part. In general, they're like these big creatures doing these big things, braids and just like the massive dragons and Rhea Dawnbringer. I think of them as kind of the mythics of their era, and I feel like that's kind of maybe going away, where they're just, now legends are just, they're anything. So I don't know. I guess lore in the story part makes sense. I can see the argument that because it's a named character in the story, but it gets worse. It gets worse. Tell me on this one, chat. Tell me why this card should be a legend. I think to me the most egregious ones of the whole year are the uncommon domain legends from Dominaria United. This one is the one that's probably the worst. Either this one or the Simic one. Bortuk Bone Rattle. 6 mana 4/4, it has domain, so it cares about the number of land types. So it's actively kind of bad as your commander, because you can only play two different land types in your deck because of color identity rules. So this cycle, the Simic one is also pretty frustrating. But the Nail up here is kind of the same way. It wants you to have all the land types, but in general you can't play all the land types because of color identity rules. Why would they make these legendary? I can forgive, like, okay, there's a cool card we want people to play as their commander, but these ones are just like actively don't even work as your commander. Those are the ones that I would like to see be cut and not actually be legends anymore. Like, or not even actually be cards. I don't think it's draft balancing. I think there are cases where draft is a real concern, but I think that draft is often essentially a cop-out on Wizards side. Whenever there's some question about oh, why is this card at Mythic or whatever? It's a very easy answer to get people off your backs. Sometimes it is true that this card really does need to be a Mythic. Other times, I think it's just the go-to. Oh boy, I wish we hit a land there. Wish we hit a land. Do we even untap? Burning Tree doesn't do anything. All right, we'll just pass. About it. Yeah, the Blood Artist one's another one. The Blood Artist hits on something else that I think is problematic about having too many legends. Oh boy. All right, opponent's going to combo off while we talk about legends. They do hurt other formats. It's not a huge hurt, and I don't think it's a reason to not make legends, period. But stuff like Elias El Kor, this would be a sweet standard card, and possibly even like a historic, pioneer, modern card in the right deck is like a twist on a Blood Artist, a Phyrexian Blood Artist. But the fact that it's legendary makes it very, very less played in 60 card formats, because in general, wow, opponent's got that draw again. Well, let's do some tapping and some untapping and play an Overgrowth on our one Magic the Gathering land card, which really needs to stick around for a while. Hey, welcome. Welcome, Lou the Great. Good to have you, good to have you. So I think that's the tension. Like, these cards also bother me a little bit, because when Wizard says, oh, you know, why is Standard having issues? You know, why is no one playing Standard anymore? It makes me wonder if they're missing that like there's a trade-off. Like, if you're going to print things so they're optimal for Commander, that's going to make them less optimal for other formats, and that's fine. Like, you got to make those choices, and if your choice is, you know, Commander's number one, but it shouldn't be some big confusing thing. I mean, part of the answer at least is, well, well, those are some turn 3 deaths. Part of the answer at least is you printed, you know, you're printing cards for other formats. Like, you're intentionally printing cards in a way that makes Standard worse than it has been throughout its history, because your goal isn't to make Standard as good as possible. It's to make Commander as good as possible, and Standard good enough that people download Arena. Do you think that if they made Sea Shrine of Day, it would be legendary? Maybe. The Siege Rhino. The Siege Rhino. I mean, I'm sure they could find a way. And that's the other thing with some of these uncommon legends, and this isn't the complain about legends stream. The other thing with some of these uncommon legends, and this is what got me thinking about it today, was the lore thing. Like, some of these cards just have no lore purpose, right? I can see the Lauren that we talked about earlier. Lauren, somewhat iconic character. It's a named character. It's got to be a legend based on that criteria. That's perfectly fair. But like, Boartusk Bone Rattler? Is there some lore there? Is this a character that needs to be a legend for some reason? Is there some story purpose that I'm missing about this troll? Is it even legend? I don't know. Like, that stuff gets me too. So it'll be interesting. I think my perfect world is we get like, I think it was 360 legends this year. I think my perfect world is we get like, I don't know, 200 or something, which is way more than we've gotten traditionally, but also just cut out some of the random uncommon ones. Like, you don't need to have an uncommon legend cycle in every set. I think that's just unnecessary. I don't think there's that much upside to it. So those would be the ones that I would lean towards cutting. Keep the cool ones. Keep the ones that are supporting unique tribes and people are hyped for, but you don't gotta just, I don't know. You don't gotta stick legend on everything. Also, unrelated, getting uncommon legends every set, it's kind of like the full art land thing. They're not that exciting to me anymore. Like, when they came back in Dominaria, it was actually like pretty hyped because we hadn't had uncommon legends in a long time. So when they did the first Dominaria and there were uncommon legends, it was like, whoa, uncommon legends. We haven't seen this since Kamigawa or whatever. It'd been a really long time. So it was actually like a cool theme and it was exciting. But when you get them every single set, oh boy, the stupid monkey. But when you get them every single set, that excitement kind of fades, I think, at least for me. Have you been watching the Bills lately? Yeah, I try to keep up on the Bills. I usually try to watch them. They've been doing pretty well. They haven't been winning as easily as they probably should, but they have been winning. Ragavan, old border Ragavan. An uncommon legend, maybe, monster. Thank you though. I appreciate the kind words. Well, I mean, yeah, we're gonna play Overgrowth and we're gonna take this monkey hit and I guess we try to make some oozes. His deck feels super inconsistent to me. I think that's a TLDR. We've done some funny things where we make a bunch of Aves, but as far as actually being competitive, I think it's so there's not much card advantage or anything. So we get really cool Aeve games, but then we just get like draw a bunch of mana, do a bunch of nothing. Hey, we would have liked that. Draw a bunch of mana, do a bunch of nothing games too. Abundant. How many of you play Historic Brawl? If our stuff gets countered because of Ragavan, I might just quit Modern. That might be it. That might be the end. This is the end. I mean, we gotta try. We gotta try to use it. Ooze it or lose it. Ooze it or lose it. Garrick. Alright, well, I mean, yeah. Ragavan's a guard. Pass the turn. Love your budget, Brawlez. Played a few games with it last night. I don't really care for Brawl format that has alchemy guards. Yeah, there's not much you can do about that at this point. Sadly, it just is how it is. Boy, Ragavan is brutal. Ragavan is something else. Wow. We keep trying to do cool things. That's the second match we've played with this deck where Ragavan making a treasure to let our opponent leave up a counter spell is essentially won our opponent the game. Oh, Ragavan's incredibly unfair. Incredibly. Like, just read it. Just read this card. In a world where Savannah Lions used to be a playable card not that long ago, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. Oh, we haven't talked about the Stormscale stuff either. I would like to see Wizards Stormscale Modern Horizons. I'm curious what their thoughts on it are. Like, I'm curious with Ragavan. I think someone made a good point. One of the ex-WotC employees made an interesting point that if Ragavan's in Modern Horizons 2, how do you even envision Modern Horizons 5? What does Modern Horizons 5 even look like? Like with 3 more sets of having to top what you've already done to sell the product, if this is the baseline of 2, how do you do it? Like where does that how and where and why and who? Well, I mean, I guess we make a couple oozes, not as many as we would have liked. So we get to play a land. And you get to play this. Oh, if we had Nykthos, we could make more oozes. We play Burning Tree Emissary. Make a little bit of mana. Is 3 oozes... Can 3 oozes beat a monkey? This week on National Geographic. If we had one more mana, we could go with the Eternal Witness play, but we don't. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not bad. I guess it's 4 oozes, technically, because we get the original. So, ooze, 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 ooze. And, I mean, that's what we got. That's what we got. Pass the turn. I'm getting ready to leave for my second bro draft. Last time I went one and done in mono red, I heard black red is the best deck. Should I still be interested in going that way? I haven't done that much bro drafting. Chat, what's good in bro draft? Is black red the direction to push one of our fishbowl members? Yeah, I've only done a couple of bro drafts about it. MH5, 1 mana colorless 5/3, trample hexproof, haste, deals a damage, draw 3 cards. And then we need like super force of will to keep it in check or something. Force of will that I don't even know. It's a companion, but its restriction is you have 60 cards in your deck. And it has mana drain's ability. And it also blows up a land. About it. Well, I guess we do have to tap that, don't we? There's no other way to pay the pack. Come on, deck. Something good? Something good? No. A forest. Just a little forest. And opponent. Unholy Heat. Or just create another format that invalidates modern. We talked about this before. I actually think that the solution is the past. I think that's the best solution. Well, we're going to swing with everything and see what happens. I mean, there's not a whole lot else we can do here, so swing with the crew. Sadly, the Shadow Sphere is going to... Wow, Ragavan did so much work this game. The Shadow Sphere is going to gain our opponent back some life. Opponent goes to 8. We will pass it. Here's the solution. Here's the solution. Never, ever, ever, WotC, please, please, please start printing Horizon sets for Pioneer. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not now. Not ever. I know the temptation will be there. I know the temptation will be there. And you'll think, oh, think of how much money we can make. Don't do it. Please don't do it. So keep Pioneer without the power crept Horizon sets. And then for Modern, here's what you do for Modern. Wizards, they're not super interested in supporting Legacy. That's kind of over, I think, as far as official support from WotC. Turn Modern into Legacy. Reprint more Legacy cards. Go through the ban list and unban a bunch of stuff, which just looks silly compared to the current power level of the format. Like, there's no... Oh, so close. There's just no reason for a lot of those cards to be banned, or a decent chunk of them, and make Modern even bigger. Because the problem, I still like Modern Horizons. I really, really do. I still really like it. The problem is the cards are just so good that they're all you see. I'm hoping some of the old cards, or the ban list cards, or the Legacy cards, maybe that would add some more diversity. Although the worst outcome is, imagine them unbanning like Twin and Pod in these super iconic cards and just having them not be good. That's probably the worst outcome, is they unban Twin and it's like tier 3 or not even playable, or they unban Pod and it's just Karn exists. Is Pod even good in a world where Karn is one of the best cards in the format? And when decks are like reanimating Archons on turn 2 or whatever, Karn might not even be good, or Pod might not even be good. Twin might be good. Although, would it? I wonder if Twin would be good. Twin probably has a better shot than Pod. But even Twin, like, if you look at the Izzet deck, is trying to play a Deceiver Exarch Is that actually better than just like, oh, snowball you with Ragavan, play it 8/8 for 2? Like, is that actually better? I'm not sure that it would be. Maybe it would be, but I don't think it's like guaranteed that it would be better than what's currently going on, and is it? Oh, Blazing Shoals. Blazing Shoal's a joke. Blazing Shoal I don't think would see play, period. Maybe there'd be some wacky combo deck, but Blazing Shoal equals not shook. there's no way that card's gonna be a problem. Skull Clamp would probably be a problem. Fast mana would probably be a problem, because that means that the busted cards are just gonna show up even quicker, which is probably less than ideal. Well, all right, Utopia Sprawl. Oh no. Opponent. Steam Vents. Untapped. And Unholy Heat. Okay, untap. Lose our Arbor Elf. Get a Utopia Sprawl. Eternal Witness. Get back the Arbor Elf. Pass the turn. We just want to make some oozes. We just want to play make some oozes. I am curious what the big shakeup's gonna be with March of the Machines, if it does happen. I saw some people speculating that it was gonna be oh no, the stupid monkey. That it was gonna be Universes Beyond is like officially canon now. Oh, people would get so rowdy about that. Oath of Nissa. Nick those, please. Nick those, please. Oh, Arbor Elf. Playing Arbor Elf. So we can, it's hard to get our storm count too high. So like next turn we can make 3 Aves, which is something, but assuming our stuff lives. Oh dear, which obviously it's not. About it. Unholy number 2. Hand goes to combat. And attacks with the stupidest of monkeys. We will block with Eternal Witness. Isn't Twin like totally legal Saheeli combo, which is unplayable? So I guess the upside is you get your combo pieces have flash, some of them, which is an upgrade. Well, here we go, I guess. Tab untap. I don't even know if we can Summoner's Pact here, because if it gets countered, we die. Burning Tree Emissary. Make a little bit of mana. We would like to call. Oh my goodness, we'd like to Garrick, but that also that also gets countered. Oh, what a world! What a world! Boom! We did it. We have warped our deck, and we have cast a 5-mana spell that made a 2/2 and a 3/3. Success. Ooh, success. This deck. Wow, this deck's so jank. This deck's so jank. Opponent. And then opponent's just gonna play like a 2-mana 8/8. Or, okay, 2-mana 3/4. Not quite an 8/8. Tarmogoyf. The return of Tarmogoyf. Well, I mean, I guess we can go for it again. I'm still worried about just getting countered here, but Utopia Sprawl. On green. Tap it. Untap it. If this Garrick resolves, we can Aeve again. Garrick. 2 cards in hand. Are one of them a counterspell? Yes, one of them are a counterspell. Well, we will pay the 2. Okay, so I guess we gotta try to trample? Yeah, we don't have enough mana for another Aeve. All right, pass the turn. Overrun. Garruk overrun for the win. Garruk overrun for the win. Opponent adapts. Yeah, we don't have enough mana though, unfortunately. That's a problem. Opponent fetches, untaps. Yeah, mono green is hard to generate storm with. Who would have guessed that mono green storm would have a hard time drawing cards? Opponent. Yeah, maybe making a beast is better. Although it still doesn't get through the Tarmogoyf. I feel like, so if they attack, we probably just block with everything, and then we have the option to overrun Garruk at least. No Manamorphose. It would be good upping the storm count. Although, yeah. We also have the pinch of needing permanence, because trying to get devotion up. Kiora. I mean, are we just overrunning? Is that where we're at? Is that the world we live in, the overrun world? I mean, we can try to Aeve again. Okay, let's do that. Kiora. Play it. Resolves. Boom. Untap that Utopia Sprawl land. Tap it. Untap it. Summoner's Pact. Get a Aeve. Get an Aeve. Boom. Ooze ya. How do you like us now, Tarmogoyf? Storm count 2 this time. Here they come. Draw a card. Draw a card. The second one is even better, isn't it? The second one is pretty good. Oh, we only get to keep one of them? Well, all right, we'll keep the... I don't think we're winning this turn. We'll keep the 6/6. Draw a card. Oh, another Summoner's Pact. Except we die if we do that. So... untap some lands... Actually, can we do it? No, we can't do it. Oh, it'd be sweet. We go on our own terms, but we should be able to win this game, right? Overgrowth. Arbor Elf. Next turn we should be able to win. Oh, if they can somehow blow up our land, it is the worst. Oh, don't die to our own pack. A turn to win this bag, summon artifacts for even bigger storm. Yeah, the problem is paying for the packs in the future. An opponent scoops it up. We still, since we can't win that turn, we still got to pay for the packs. Tarmogoyf does kind of sound like a Pokemon name, doesn't it? Yeah, Concordant Cross. Oh, yeah. Boomerang on the land would get us so good. Yeah, I guess that technically that would be next turn's problem. just make a bunch of oozes, cast a bunch of packs, and then die to the packs. McChytown Famous, Mr. Chytown Famous, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Happy holidays to you as well. Big scoop cheer for you. Thank you. So what's everyone doing for the holiday season? What are the holidays looking like? Are people traveling? Let's mulligan. Oh, we still got to look at the storm scale too. I keep forgetting that. Well, this hand could really use a a Nykthos, I think. And our opponent to not have counters. This is kind of a big ask, but all right. Boom, Utopia Sprawl. Green. Did it. Yo. Getting blown up by a blizzard. Yeah, I heard that we're supposed to have some wild weather this weekend. Opponent. Sleeping's always good. That's a win. Oh, the flu. Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer, dog. It is the flu time of year for sure. Oh, Gaia's Cradle would be sweet post Aeve for sure. Monkey. Okay. Yeah. Getting dashed by a Ragavan. Hey, Seth, I threw together an Architect. Here it is. Monogred Rixus Warfare. Ooh, let me see. About it. It says. Donating. Steals a Garrick. Dragon Rage Channeler off the Ragavan. Okay, well, Forest Go, I guess. Mono Red Grixis Warfare. Definitely spicy. I like the idea of the synergies of like Mechanized Warfare, have a creature enter the battlefield from third path Iconoclast to trigger Witty Rose Master, but it's actually dealing more damage because of Mechanized Warfare, cast a spell and ping for multiple damage. It seems like it should be, if you can get a few pieces stacked up on the battlefield, it seems like it should be able to do some really sweet things. The idea is definitely looks super fun. Emergency Weld. Oh, that thing. Hungry for there's some spice. Hungry for more. Trigger your Flame Blaker. Trigger your Witty Rose Master. It's definitely a neat idea. I like the plan, Pyro. Ooh, budget EDHX. What are you building, Kethis? What is your holiday commander budget deck? Mono Red's already. I mean, I guess is Mono Red a big thing in best of one? I feel like in best of three, Mono Red's a pretty rare sight. Every once in a great while you see it, but not very often. Oh, another burning tree. Oh, well, I guess we just keep passing and getting smacked by as Eternal Witness. I guess I can kind of see why there would be fetch lands. It is kind of a bummer to have this Eternal Witness in hand and just not be able to do anything with it. This hand is like a Nykthos and our opponent tapping out away from going off. Burning Tree, Summoner's Pact, Burning Tree, Eternal Witness, get back Summoner's Pact. Oh, it could do so much. Oh yeah, Mono Red has gotten a lot better in Explorer for sure. Eidolon is a pretty big deal. Opponent steals a Summoner's Pact. The monkey stacking up all the treasures, stealing all of our. So far, the monkey has stolen Garrick, Kiora, Summoner's Pact. It is literally just stealing all of our best and most important cards one after another. About it, red and 6. And Misty Raid Forest off the Ren, picks up the monkey. Nykthos. How about a Nykthos? Please? Nykthos, please? Oh, no. Oh, this deck's so bad. Alright, go ahead. Oh, another Eternal Witness. Oh, the Eternal Witness is cool in the like combo loop, but boy is it bad as a fair card. Can you cast pack and hope it gets countered? That'd be kind of a funny bluff. The problem is if it resolves, we're really in trouble. If our opponent actually doesn't counter it, then then we're in really bad shape. Hey man, love your shows on YouTube. Keep up the amazing work. So I have something to watch when I'm bored. Hey, Gage 4, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy them. Thank you. When I actually think about everything that the monkey does, it blows my mind that they thought it was okay. It kind of blows my mind too. A little. I think, yeah, I don't know. Expressive iteration. Like, would it be good if it did either one of those things? Like, if it was steal the top card of your opponent's deck or make the treasure, that's probably still a really good card, right? But it does both? Like, even if it only had one of those, it's probably still the best Savannah Lions of all time by a pretty decent margin. So, yeah, it's definitely wild just, like, how far they went with that card. Well, that's the Nykthos. Sadly, there's a bunch of monkey treasures, which means I don't know if we're actually going to resolve any of our cool cards, but that's a card that gave us a chance. All right, we're gonna try it. We have a new donation from Dan Wildfire. Happy holiday, Seth. Finally finished my Elish Norn deck. I went a different strategy that I think you'd enjoy. Ooh, let me see, Doug. Thank you so much for the donation. Don't make mom angry. Ooh, is this Soul Sisters? Are we playing Soul Sister Elish Norn? That is not the direction I would have expected, Doug. That is definitely a unique take on Elish Norn. I would my first thought, obviously, Panharmonic on value, trying to go that direction. The Soul Sisters thing makes sense, double triggering your Soul Wardens and Soul Attendants to gain more life. That actually is really cool. I like it. That's a super neat plan. Thank you for the donation. Jinx the Destroyer, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you. Is it good? Is Elish Norn, is it good in Soul Sisters? Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Well, here we go. I mean, Burning Tree. Now or never. I expect there's counters for days, but we will see. Boom. Burning Tree number 2. Keep the fun rolling. Make a little mana. Nykthos. Summoner's Pact. Are they countering it? Yes. Looks like yes. Okay. I mean, we do have an Aeve in hand, which is something. Opponent shocks to 15. Mana leak. Okay. How much mana do we have? We have 7. So we definitely can't pay the 3. Oh, we're like a mana short. Okay. And we can't Eternal Witness, or else we don't have the mana for Aeve. Alright. Well, I guess we just let it go. So we're just going to run out Aeve then, I guess? Yeah, Vexing Susher has the mana symbols too, which is nice. I do like that. Yeah, Legion Loyalty is such a sweet card. Alright, so Summoner's Pact down. Oh, I wish there was a way we could Eternal Witness. We are not paying the Pact. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is what it is. This is the amount of mana we have access to, so. Alright, Aeve. Storm count 4. Not bad. Not a bad amount of Aeves. Not an absurd amount of Aves, but not a bad amount. All right, here it comes. The Oozes. Please don't double Lightning Bolt us. If we get to untap next turn, we're going to have a ton of mana with this Nykthos. All right. I mean, that was a big turn. That was a big turn. There are the Oozes. That's what we got. We passed the turn. Are we dead? We're taking 3 in the air. Double Lightning Bolt would get us. That would get us. There's one in the graveyard. Opponent. Ranger Man, welcome to the Visual. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was a good amount of Aves. That was not bad. Opponent. Thinking. Please don't double Bolt. We know there's a Ragavan. Okay, Ragavan's fine. Ragavan's fine. I mean, if we get to untap, we're gonna try to loop some stuff and do some things. Tarmogoyf, sure. Opponent, combat. Is this a win? Is this a win? Is this a win? Hits us. Gotta attack, like it or not. The downside of your 1 mana 3/3. Oh yeah. Oh, we make so much mana. That's one of the synergies. Oh my god. Okay. About it. Passes. Utopia Sprawl. Well, we will make Nykthos mana. A little 20 spot. We'll play a land. Or play Utopia Sprawl on a land named Greed. Eternal Witness. Tattoo version. For the Summoner's Pact. Get it back. Yes, please. Summoner's Pact, cast it. Get a Aeve. Eternal Witness. If we die to this, I will fully accept it. If the end result of this is us dying to our own packs, that's kind of fine. Get back the pact. Summoner's Pact. Get an Aeve, like that's what we got. Aeve. Make a few oozes. Storm count 6. Grow them. Oh, if only we had haste, it would have been so good. There's a Chroma's Memorial that we can get from the sideboard. Craterhoof would be really good here, though. Craterhoof would actually be absurd. Could be an interesting one-of option. Keep the one that's not summoning 6, sadly. All right, Aeve number 2. I mean, this is the most oozes that we've made. By far. Here comes the Aves. This is an impressive board. Is it impressive enough to actually win? That's the real question. Oh yeah, packing for Karn to get haste would have been super good. Opponent. Alright, gonna cast a Mana Leak to Surveil. Now, Dorms, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soups here for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank ya. Okay, well, we pay for this Mana Leak. Make some more oozes. Make some more oozes. Keep the not summoning sick one. Go to combat. So if we swing out, opponent blocks, takes 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's no point in really attacking, right? Or attacking with stuff that doesn't get through. Yeah, okay. There you go. Please don't draw lightning bolt. Oh, unholy heat. Okay, that's not a lightning bolt. I mean, the problem is just us dying to a lightning bolt. Mills a Ragavan. Like, Dragon Rage Channeler plus lightning bolt. Even after all this, the biggest ooze board, hundreds of ooze power, a lightning bolt still gets rid of it. Why not kill Ren? I don't think it's super relevant. All right, expressive iteration. The difference between being at 3 and being at 2 just isn't really anything. So I don't think the Ren is a a major concern. That said, if they somehow play 3 Wrens in a row. Oh, expressive iteration. Digging for the bolt. Opponent is all in. Mills a Tarmogoyf. Hold oozes. Hold. Hey, what's up, Yosha Man? A shock kills us with Ren Ping. That's true, but I don't think our opponent's playing shock. I guess the risk would be Ren would actually add up to a lightning bolt. They do have a land drop still, though, I think. So opponent needs red source. So far, they exiled a Ren. They need a red source and a lightning bolt, basically, or else the oozes actually get there, taking out. Okay, that's not a red source. That's a breeding pool. That doesn't help. Goes to combat. We will block your monkey. We will block it all. We got the ooze wall. Opponent hits us. Are we getting there? Is it happening? Is this the ooze win? Yes. Okay, we'll take it. Hold. Please. Down to 3. Opponent. Did they find the bolt? It seems like if they did, they would have exiled it. Pings us to 2. Haywire Might. Oh. Is that it? Is that it? Is that all? Opponent passes? Okay. Okay. I guess they could have in the GGs. And the GGs. Wow, we did it. We actually did it. All right, we got to pay these packs. 55 manas. And opponent scoops it up. Wow. Okay, that was actually sweet. That was sweet. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad we got to see what the deck can fully do if you actually get to go off with it. And I guess like overall we're 2 and 2. We're 2 and 2. That's not that bad. Oh, all right. Before we play the last round of this league, hey, what's up, Megbite? I gotta ask you about the storm scale thing. So if you're not familiar with the storm scale, I really want your feedback. I want to know if your personal opinions and perceptions matches up with the rest of the Magic community, or what Mark Rosewater says their data shows, I guess, not the rest of the Magic community. So if you're not familiar with the storm scale ranks. Oh, Besajo on Nykthos would have got us for sure. So the storm scale ranks how likely a mechanic is to come back in the future, with a 1 being like the most evergreen. You'll probably see it next set. I think it explains it on here. Yes, with 1 being like Flying Death Touch Scry, coming back all the time, evergreen, down to 10, which is basically never going to happen again. Storm and Dredge would take a major miracle. Also talks about the popularity of these mechanics. So what Mark Rosewater did is went through the last couple of years of sets from Eldraine up through the Broken Era of Standard and went through all the mechanics. And I want to know what you think of these mechanics and how it matches up with what Mark Rosewater's research said. So number 1, Throne of Eldraine Adamant. Question 1. Did you know this was a mechanic? Because I actually kind of forgot the Adamant was even a thing. I think this is one of the most forgettable mechanics they've made in a long time. It is just so incredibly forgettable. Adamant, according to Wizards, was very unliked. Just barely in the bottom 4th. So in the lowest quarter of mechanics. I don't think it would upset most players, but very few are eager for it. It's a great way to put it. It's forgettable. Like, no one cares. Why don't you play music on your streams? Mostly because of copyright issues that I've had in the past, although hopefully it'll come back in the future. I would love to have music on my streams, but yeah, the copyright thing's been the issue. So Adamant, I think it's super forgettable. I think that's Wizards' take on it. It's a 7 on the storm scale just because people don't like about it. Do you dislike Adamant? Or is it just like, whatever? I guess I'm very neutral on it. Like, if they brought it back, I'm not going to be like, Adamant. But it's just kind of, I don't know, not very exciting. I also think the execution could have been better. They didn't give Adamant anything to do. Yeah, I think that's very true. Like, a lot of it was like, I don't know. Here's a very slight upside. And the other thing that I realized is the way that the decks worked out, there was never much tension about whether you had adamant or not. It always felt like either if you're playing an adamant card, you just always had the adamant aspect, or you just never had the adamant aspect because you're not playing a deck that cared about it. So yeah, it made it less exciting. Mega kicker. Oh, okay. This one surprised me. Built a Gwen deck in paper. Ooh, that is awesome, Paladin. Yeah, Gwen is actually really good. This one really surprised me. Adventures. What would you guess the takeaway of an Adventures are? And what was your feeling on Adventures? So on one hand, Adventures, they're cool. It's 2 cards in 1. Like, they're powerful. On the other hand, Adventures were kind of hated when they were in Standard because they were just, like, so good. I remember, Bone Crusher Giant. Oh, my goodness. That card just keeping anything with 2 toughness out of the format because it always got stomped. But does being overpowered, does that mean it's a bad mechanic, or did they just balance the mechanic poorly? I think you could have like a good mechanic that was balanced in a way that made it less fun because of the power level issue. So according to Wizards, it is very popular. Not only very popular, one of the best rated mechanics of all time. Like literally one of the most popular mechanics since they've started doing this, which is many years ago. So that kind of surprised me. I didn't realize that Adventures was like top tier, one of the most beloved mechanics. And according to Wizards, it's coming back. We've already saw it in Baldur's Gate, but it's a 3 on the Storm scale, a home run mechanic that players adore. Yes, it comes with some design work, but nothing we can't handle. It's a mechanic I expect to keep coming back. I would just say I'm fine with it coming back. I expect we'll see it again in Eldraine next year, but they gotta be careful with the power level. I think the only thing to dislike about this mechanic, which is really just another like split card mechanic, but the only thing to dislike is the power level. Food tokens, I don't even know. Not much to say. Not much to say about them. They come back all the time. I don't know. Can you even have? I love split cards. I think most Magic players love split cards. Is it even worth having an opinion about food tokens? I don't know. They exist. They do things. do a little bit here and there. Companion. Oh my God, Companion. This is maybe the most contentious one. Companion has to be one of the lowest ranked mechanics since we've started doing rankings. Part of this because we made huge mistakes balancing them. They cause problems across all formats. Small design space, problematic according to play design. Playability, tons of issues. Storm scale, 9. So it didn't even get the full 10. This falls into the phasing tier, the phasing threshold clash tier. I would never say never, but would require a minor miracle. Not the Storm tier. I was surprised. I figured it would be a full out 10 out of 10. Companion is the most problematic. Hey, thank you, Crazy Dog. Welcome. Companion's the most broken. Like, I thought it should have been a 10. I mean, yes, it's power level, but the power level issue is because of the mechanic itself. Like, the reason Companion is so powerful is inherent in the design, in my opinion, of the mechanic. It's not like Adventures. Adventures is really powerful, but you know what you do? You give Bone Crusher Giant less power, or you change its mana cost a little bit, and they'll be fine. Like, if any of them are too powerful, that's because the individual cards were balanced in a way that made them too powerful. Companion, the mechanic itself is just too powerful. So hopefully that never comes back. Cycling, I mean, does anyone not like cycling? I feel like there's not much to say about cycling because I feel like everyone just likes it. Mutate was the other one that was interesting. Are you a lover or a hater of Mutate? I think that was one of the... Cycling is just classic. It's one of the best for sure. Mutate is interesting because according to Mark Rosewater, it's one of the most polarizing mechanics. Either you love it or you hate it. There's not a whole lot of middle ground when it comes to Mutate. Hate Mutate because of the rules. Oh my God, there were so many. The rules on Mutate are still mind-blowing. I kind of like Mutate. I do feel like it could have been more supported, maybe. Like, I tried to play so many mutate decks and could never make them work. So it kind of makes me a little sad that if it wasn't stronger, if anything, it was maybe a little bit too weak. This is one that I'm curious, 7 on the storm scale, because should probably be a little higher even, is it's a hard mechanic to wrangle, but it's a mechanic that's beloved by fans, and it's something that I'm asked about all the time, so I'm eager to find a home for it, but I'm aware it's not going to be easy to do outside of Ikoria. So it sounds like Mutate could come back, although it's going to take the right spot. More Mutate would, I think, help the original Mutate cards as well. Oh, Sterix. The Sterix deck with Scoots. So sweet. Kicker. I mean, every mechanic is Kicker. No reason to even talk about that one. And then Landfall. I feel like Landfall is pretty beloved. Everyone likes Landfall, right? Or do people hate Landfall now? Where are you at with Landfall? I think this is the last mechanic, and then we'll go play our game. Landfall, does everyone love it? Or do people not like it because of Commander, where it can be OP? Like, so there's, if anything, playing Commander has made me like Landfall less. Like, I used to like Landfall as a 60 card mechanic, but then once you play against a few like Tetyova or a side decks, just the like, I'm just gonna play all the ramp spells and draw all the cards decks in Commander, it's kind of like, come on, like, do something else, Phil. Come on, Phil. Mutate should have rewarded you for going more all in on one creature. Yeah, I think that would have actually made it better as well. I hate Landfall because it rewards players for doing exactly what you should be doing anyway. I think that's true in the Simic decks. Like, I think Landfall is most interesting on cards like Morag. Like, cards that are not in green, essentially. The ones that are in green, it's just like so easy because you're already playing all the spells that make it good. But yeah, I think that like Morag is cool, non-green Landfall, and even green Landfall, like, I love me some Scoot Swarms. But yeah, that one's a 3, so that's very likely to be coming back. Very likely to be coming back as well. So that's a Storm Scale update. Where's the full Storm Scale? We will play this last round. Okay, are there any mechanics you're curious about? Give me a mechanic. Give me a mechanic, and we'll see where it is on the Storm Scale. Is there anything you're curious? Because this, I believe this wiki tracks, it tracks literally all of them. Grandeur. Where is Grandeur? Grandeur is a 5 on the Storm Scale. Was a 4, then a 5. So right in the middle for Grandeur. Banding. Is Banding on? It's got to be on here, right? Banding. 10? Wait, why is it a 10? Why is it a 10? Most mechanic, Storm is 10 on the Storm Scale, right? What are some of the other 10s? Most mechanics we've abandoned. Fear, Intimidate, Banding. Wait, I'm so... 41, 42, 35. Why would Banding... Why do you think Banding's a 10? They're a 9. Oh, I guess maybe they're... Huh. Why do you think Banding is... They've abandoning it? And, I mean, Anti's got to be a 10 for legal reasons. Yeah, Anti's a 10. Honestly, if you want my hot take, it should come back. Without looking up what Banding does, tell me what it does. I have no idea. Here's what I know about Banding. I know that I play against a draft deck that has Banding in it, and I attack them, and usually all my creatures die, and I don't understand why. That's about the extent of my banding knowledge. Apparently Disturb's not on there. Oh, Anti. I'm going to make a history video about Anti at some point, I think. Anti, in the earliest days of Magic, they're essentially, you would gamble one of the random cards from your deck against one of the random cards from your opponent's deck, and whoever would win would get to keep those cards. And the idea was Eternalize. Ooh, coming in at 8. I'm kind of surprised. Eternalize doesn't seem OP. And the idea was the idea was that it would keep the cards moving. So Garfield's original idea of Magic wasn't so much that you'd like, have a 60 card deck with 4 copies of the most efficient cards, but you'd play with the cards and the cards would move. And it was almost a little bit more like board gamey than how we think of, Chroma's a 10, than how we think of Magic now. But that was, Fans with Others a 10. But flanking, where's flanking? But yeah, so essentially you gamble one of your cards against one of your opponent's cards. And the hilarious thing, it was a random card. So in theory, your Black Lotus could be up against a basic land from your opponent's deck. Flanking's a 7. Modified flanking is a 6. I wonder what the modification would be. What is the most severe count against flanking? Is ability does not apply against blockers with flanking. Without that restriction, it scores better. Yeah, Exalted sweet. Anyway, let's finish our last round. It's definitely interesting to see what Wizards thinks. And at this point, we're getting so many. You actually like flanking? I think flanking is a little dull. Like, I'm not. Oh, Bushido. I'm curious. Bushido's so bad. Unless you're playing against Tomer, then it becomes good. Uh-oh, I think our match is starting. Banning, Battlecry, Battalion. Oh, Battalion. There's so many Boros just like attack mechanics. Bushido is an 8. Wow, Bushido renamed as a 4. Really? So the name is the issue? The strong flavor of the name Bushido makes it less likely to be reprinted. An identical mechanic with another name has better odds. Huh. So that's a big part of the issue. What else is a 10? Substance, I don't think actually exists. Storm. Substance, Storm, Regenerate. I don't why doesn't that not fit? Like, if you think about broken mechanics, that should never return. Storm, Dredge, Banding, Regenerate. Why is Regenerate a 10? Oh, okay, we can ramp into Karn. What about, let's see if Party's on there. Party might be too new. Mark Rosewater just did that last update, and it didn't get to Zendikar Rising. So I assume we'll get a ranking next year when he does the article. Wait, why is Regenerate a 10? That one's very confusing to me. It's not about brokenness. It's about I guess that's true. It is about the likeliness to come back rather than brokenness. And I guess if Wizards but why would that never come back? Like, why would you be 10 out of 10 that regeneration would never go? Like, what's a problem with regeneration? I guess that's the question. Is it just that it's too complex, essentially? Oh, where is Shroud? Because I think Shroud should come back, because Hexproof is a kind of a miserable mechanic. Shroud. 9. What about Hexproof? I guess we get every set. Is Protection on here? Protection from blank, a 2. And actual protection's just not on there. Huh. Oh, boy. Yeah, definitely interesting to dig into. Shadow. Yeah, I wonder about Shadow and Horsemanship. Shadow. Where's Shadow? Wrong direction. Shadow 8. Wow. Shadow's been heading the wrong direction. 6, 7, 1 random 9, 7, 8, 8. So it seems like Shadow's getting less likely. Horsemanship. Wow, Landwalk's also a 9. They're just never coming back, apparently. MDFCs are a 5, right in the middle. Horsemanship, pretty consistent 9s. I don't know. I guess that makes sense. I don't see a lot of upside in mechanics that are essentially just flying, but not technically flying. Those are mechanics that I have a hard time. Just, I don't know. I have a hard time seeing the upside of those mechanics. Infect only a 7. Yeah, I would expect Infect to be higher. Kicker, some of them, like Kicker, why is Kicker a 3? I guess we'd have to read the definition. We'll most likely do again probably many times. Oh, I guess so. Number 1 is like most likely in the next set. So that is literally like flying or whatever, where it's just, we're seeing this all the time. Ooh. Oh. Artifact lands 10 on the storm scale, and they just printed multiple artifact lands. I guess that goes to show that this is not unchanging. Like, stuff can be a 10 and it can still get printed. Yeah, that's what got us talking about the old storm scale. We were going through the new one. I mean, they printed Treasure Vault in Standard, and then they also printed the Modern Horizons ones. Maybe just being a one of. Maybe just being a one of is different than being a cycle of them. Opponent gets in, hits us. Well, let's see how many counters they have. We got a Karn and a decent amount of mana, and also an Ooze if we can get it down. Opponent's gonna get the Supreme Phantom down. Hits us. I mean, technically, after all this, we can finish this league with a treasure chest if we win this somehow. Arbor Elf. Our storm count's not super high. Well, okay, play. Oh, we're gonna storm for 2. That's so sad. Karn would be really nice. All right, play the land. Let's start with Karn and try to Aeve next turn, I guess. The Aeve just is not enough to do it on its own. So play a Karn. See if it gets spell quelled. It does. Oh, yeah. Well, okay, sure. Our deck is not very good with dealing with creatures that attack us. I know, the storm scale is really interesting, isn't it? What else stands out on this? Can I play? Is this progressing if I click? Let's see. What if I minimize it? Can I play the game and look at the storm scale? Maybe. What else stands out on the storm scale list? What Planeswalker do you want to see return to the story and to Standard? I would have said Venser, but I guess we kind of got completed Venser. But Venser's one of my favorites. But I guess at this point, seems unlikely that we ever see Venser again. He looks like he's had a rough go of it since we last saw him. Also would have said Koth, but we just got a Koth and it kind of sucks. somehow Wizards has managed to make Koth not cool, which is kind of a bummer. Just the card is not powerful. Well, okay. Here we go. Spin it to win it. Tap, untap. This is going to have to be kind of insane. Storm the Festival. That's not getting spell quelled. What do we find? Gotta be good. Gotta be really good because we are dead on board. Well, okay. Burning Tree. Nykthos. I don't think that's enough. So we make a little mana. Oh, that's nowhere even kind of near enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Arbor Elf. I mean, we make a bunch of oozes, but they don't have reach. I think, yeah, I guess I probably shouldn't have reach, should it? Mana-wise, 5. You know what? Boom. Ooze you, and then scoop. What's Oh my god, Rampage is such a horrible mechanic. I forgot about Rampage. Oh, Rampage is... Oh, I hate that mechanic. Rampage. Where is Rampage? Rampage 9. Rampage fixed 8. It gets very, very, very slightly better if it's fixed. Ah, yeah. Some of those old mechanics are so bad. Ooh, the plane scale. Okay. The Rabia scale. So this is like the storm scale, but rather than being about mechanics, it's about planes. The ranking's basically the same. Yes, we will definitely see it again to Major Miracle. Hey, what's up, Gab? Welcome, Raiders. You're coming in right at the last match of our Progenitor Ooze stream. We are currently 2-2 with Progenitor Ooze Devotion in Modern. Also talking about storm scales in the Rabia scale. Where's Shahrazad? But welcome, Raiders, and thank you for the raid. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you. What are we Rabia? No, what are we looking for? Hey, what's up, Gazel? How are you? How did Hideaway score? I mean, we just got Hideaway, right? Hideaway. Wow, Hideaway was an 8. I mean, I think one of the takeaways from this is just because a mechanic has a low score, it doesn't necessarily mean it's truly impossible. And I think the criteria describe that. It would take a miracle, a minor miracle, a major miracle. But we've seen several cases of something that's like an 8 or a 9 or a 10 actually come back. Delirium is an 8 currently. I wonder why Delirium... Sometime left to go back and read through... I will say bands with others. Probably not. It's I think the only 11. The one time that Mark turned the volume up to 11. Yeah, phasing came back. We got an artifact land in standard. So there's definitely several cases of very, very storm mechanics coming back. As far as planes, I don't know if much stands out about the planes. The ones that are like 9 or 10, a lot of them are ones that I've never heard of before. Like, I don't even know what Blablovia is or Gabakon. Those are those actually places? Are they just made up for this scale? And then like New Phyrexia, I guess, was a 5, so that was in the middle. Probably never going back to Rav. I mean, Ravnica, obviously. We're gonna go to that every 3 years for the rest of the time. I wonder if people will ever... Do you think people ever get sick of Ravnica? Ravnica is just such a beloved plane that we go to so frequently. Is there ever a time where it's too much? And people are just going to not love it as much as they used to? Or do you think it's just that iconic and it's so ingrained into the game of Magic that it's just always... You can go back to it every 3 or 4 years for the next 20 years and it'll be fine. What about Zendikar? I feel like Zendikar's maybe the worst case. Like Zendikar was, I think, pretty liked, but then they maybe did a little bit too much with it, and they did the Eldrazi thing. And I feel like people were not as hyped last time we went to Zendikar. With Zendikar Rising, even though Zendikar Rising was a sweet set, like that was a really good set. How much can we do this turn? We draw Forest. Well, I guess easy mode is Utopia Sprawl the Forest. Where's our Aeve? Tap, untap. We're gonna run out Garrick. Like, hopefully, if they have a Spell Pierce, that would be brutal. But you can't pass up a turn to Garrick. You can't say no out of fear of a spell pierce. Yeah, and then we'll just untap some lands, keep the loyalty high, set up for hopefully a sweet turn next turn. All right, pass the turn. We got Nykthos. We got to weigh in and untap it. We got Storm the Festival. Can we find an Aeve? Can we find an Aeve? I want to return to Ravnica tomorrow since shocks are very expensive for a new player. Yes. Although I don't think shocks got to be attached to Ravnica. Like, that's where they come from, and it's kind of a tradition, but I think we could see shocks in another plane. I don't think there's any reason that shocks have to be. Oh, that's an Aeve. That is an Aeve. Okay. We're gonna try to do sweet things. All right, so let's think about this first. So we play Nykthos. We tap 2 mana. We play Burning Tree Emissary. How many oozes can we make? How many oozes? That makes some mana. So now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so. I guess we should untap now? Should we untap now? We should probably untap now. What if they have like a mana leak or something? This untaps this. All right, let's just untap. We're going to untap, but we're not going to activate Nykthos unless we have to. All right, untap. Storm the Festival. Get a Eternal Witness and a Overgrowth. Overgrowth on the forest. Get back the Storm the Festival. Yes, please. Storm count 2. Tap. Make Nykthos mana. Storm the Festival. Get a Garrick and a. If we get Karn, they're going to scoop, aren't they? Okay. They are going to scoop. So, Garrick. Untap. Oh, we're going to make some oozes. Nykthos again. Storm the Festival. Oh, this is going to lead up to a huge pile. Our Storm count's only 3, technically, isn't it? Kiora and Garrick. Keep the new Garrick. Tap. We want to go even further, but okay, Aeve. We'll guess an Aeve. Storm count 4. Ooze you. Start drawing some cards with Kiora. Utopia Sprawl. Come on, another Aeve. Burning Tree. And Aeve? Aww. All right, we wanted to do more than that, but that's fine. We will settle for beating spirits down in the boring way. All right, that was pretty good. That was a lot of oozes. Your go, spirits, your go. I mean, that was a decent turn 3, I would say. Not bad. Reasonable turn 3. Rattle Chains. I think our turn was a little better than the Rattle Chains. An opponent scoops it up. Oh, I mean, maybe not boring. I don't know. Maybe my expectation is too high. I feel like I want to make 100 oozes, but maybe that's just not possible. Like, I wanna see the visual of just like the entire Moto screen being filled with oozes. So boring's not the right way of putting it. I was hoping I just want to see more. I felt like we cast a ton of spells, but we didn't have a very high storm count. But that was mostly because a lot of those permanents coming into play were off Storm the Festival, so they weren't actually adding to the storm count. The token copies do add to devotion. So if we ever cast like a mini Aeve, the next turn we usually untap with like an absurd amount of mana. Hey guys, just got back into MTGA. Have some wild cards for Explore. Any recommendations for combo leaning player? The new hotness right now, as far as combo, is probably the Serac combo deck with Gwen and Serac. So if you want to play combo in Explorer, that's probably the direction I'd point you. There's not, I mean, I guess so. Probably the best combo deck in Pioneer is Lotus Field, but the pieces for the Hidden Stirrings Lotus Field deck just aren't on Arena yet, so you can't really play that one. I guess Greasefang, I guess that's a combo deck, isn't it? Okay, well, if you think of Greasefang as a combo deck, which I guess you probably should think of it, I probably should think of it as a combo deck. Greasefang is also a good combo deck, although that's really more of just like a Reanimator combo deck. So you get wrecked by Graveyard Hate potentially, but that is a pretty powerful option. I guess the Nykthos mono green ramp, mono green devotion has some combo elements, although often it's not the combo that actually wins. If you want like something that's pure kind of like storm style combo, probably Gwenna. Am I missing something? Is there another option? Hey, welcome, Pureblood. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Ooh. All right, we got the Aeve. We got a Burning Tree. This is one of those hands that if we find the Nykthos, maybe we get a treasure chest. A little treat for the bear. Articus Maximus, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Thank ya. Mana passes. And okay, Overgrowth is mana. Yeah, let's Utopia Sprawl. On green. And go. About it. Ooh, what is Tunnelingus combo? Oh, Sonic Creation. Sonic Creation's a sweet combo deck. I think it's more of an against the odds style deck than a legit top tier option. But when it works, you do kind of draw your entire deck. Another island for our opponent. Not the fastest start. Oh my goodness. That is intriguing. That is intriguing. That was a draw. That was a oh. I got you. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. For some reason, I was thinking of something completely different. I was thinking, yeah, Grinning Ingus. Okay, Tunnelingus is like the thing that punishes your opponent if they get a second land coming into play, I think. But yeah, the Grinning Ingus one. I forgot about that one. That is a very combo-y deck. That's pretty good. I don't think we want to show our opponent. All right, let's play Burning Tree. Okay. Play the land. Overgrowth. All right, next turn is hopefully the good one. We'll see. Pass the turn. So Devotion is at 4. Opponent, Rattle Chains. All right. We got started the festival. We got the Aeve. Can we close this out? Can we actually finish with a winning record with Aeve storming off in Devotion? Voted. Come on, deck. Our opponent tapping down here would be ideal. That would be the sweetest. All right, Silent Clearing. And we have so much mana without Nykthos that maybe our opponent doesn't know that they need to kill Burning Tree. Hey, see you, Mother Frogger. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great day. About it. Opponent's thinking. I think our opponent's trying to decide if they can add to the board, like play a Lord or something. I mean, if we get lucky, we could have a pretty big turn. What does Spirits even have? Like, how many counters do we have to worry about in Modern Spirits? Modern Spirits, I don't feel like doesn't have the amount of counters that you see in Explorer Pioneer usually, because it's an Ether Vial deck. All right, opponent hits us. I mean, I guess probably a couple. Opponent passes. Well, ooh, Utopia Sprawl. So that's a freebie. Let's start with Utopia Sprawl. On green. And then play Oath of Nissa. Go digging. See if this is what they counter. If they... Oh, opponent lets it go. Okay. Oh, it's an Aeve. That's an Aeve. That's an Aeve. All right, so I think we just take Aeve. Any order. Nykthos. Make some Nykthos mana. Aeve. I mean, worst case, this sets us up to have a ton of mana next turn. Even if they counter a copy of these, we still get 6 new mana symbols for next turn. And we got the Storm the Festival, and we got another Aeve. Okay, here comes the Oozes. Here comes the Oozes. Here they come. All right. Yup. Your go, opponent. We're not going to attack with this Burning Tree this turn. Too easy for opponent to flash something in. All right. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got about it. I mean, they got to do something, or they're going to lose to the Oozes. We're just going to ooze them. We're going to ooze them. Mausoleum Wander. Okay, that's a bit annoying. Although, I guess we have so much mana. I don't know if it's actually that annoying here. Opponent flashes in some spirits. Force of Negation would be the worst because it exiles, I guess. I feel like we have enough mana that we could probably Storm the Festival next turn, and then hopefully Aeve after that. Opponent's clock isn't that fast, too. Like, our Oozes are bigger than their stuff. We might be in that sweet, sweet treasure chest. That sweet, sweet treasure chest, I think, is coming through. About it. Thinking. Counting. I've never actually tried to translate Ingus into Chinese. Probably a good thing, I guess. Sometimes I have a copy or two of Force of Negation in the sideboard. It's not usually a 4 of like main deck card, but it is a card that they could have some access to. Is this a Lord? Huh. Okay. Well, that is allowed. Wow, opponent. Oh my goodness, I gave up on life. Oh my goodness, I just... Really? Prismatic Ending Ether Vial. Okay. Well, Ingus Envy. Let the good times roll, I think. I guess they could have Force Blue card, I guess, but well, we're going for it. We are going for it. Down to 16. Sure. Opponent passes. We draw. Oh my god, a Summoner's Pact 2. Okay, so well, step 1. Make a tiny bit of Nykthos mana. Just a little off the top. Storm the Festival. See what we find. Eternal Witness and Burning Tree Emissary. Get back the Storm the Festival. Make a little mana. Oh, we're going to make so many uses. We're going to make so many uses. Storm the Festival. Get a Garrick and a Arbor Elf. Okay. Garrick. Do a little untapping. Nykthos. Please don't scoop, please don't scoop, please don't scoop, please don't scoop. Storm the Festival. What do we find this time? Oath of Nissa and a Forest. Still avoiding the Karn. Still don't want our opponent to just scoop to a Karn. Oath of Nissa. All right, we'll take a Forest. Summoner's Pact. Get a Eternal Witness. Eternal Witness. Get back the Summoner's Pact. This could lead to our demise. What a turn, what a turn. Summoner's Pact. Get the Aeve. Here comes the first Aeve. It's the Ooze way. It's the Ooze way. Why are we putting the Karn back? Because we're trying to win with Oozes. I'm afraid if we take the Karn that our opponent will see it and scoop. Although maybe we should have taken it to play after the Oozes to give them haze. That probably would have been the wisest thing to do, honestly. And Ooze you? Hilariously, if they can mess with some of our lands, I think we die to our packs. Yeah, I think keeping a Karn probably would have been better than keeping the second Ooze. I know, but if our opponent scoops, that defeats the whole oozing. I have mixed feelings about Karn. It's sweet that it lets us win this turn, but that's about the only sweet thing it does. Well, here we come. I mean, kill us if you can, I guess. Opponent's got 2 cards. We have the biggest board of oozes in the history of Magic. About it. Going to tap an ooze. Sure. Hit ya. 16. Well, it comes down to exactly this. Exactly this. About it. I mean, oozes are just strictly better than Karn. Too bad Concurrent Crossroads isn't legal. Yeah, Concurrent Crossroads would be perfect. There is like mass hysteria, but it's just not green. Wow. Sex is silent clearing. And the GGs. And the GGs. And that's a lot of oozes. And that is actually a treasure chest. We got the treasure chest. We oozed them. Oh, that last game was so... Oh, Echoing Truth would have been such a blowout. That was beautiful. That was actually a beautiful win. All right. Let's open our treasure. We get 1 treasure chest. Sometimes that's all it takes. This could be a complete set. Oozed them out. Oozing all over the place, unfortunately. Do you think there could be another War of the Sparklake set? Obviously not as powerful, but lots of unique planeswalkers. I mean, I wouldn't be 100% surprised if that's something like what we're heading to with March of the Machines. Maybe more legendary creatures mixed in, but... Alright, chest. 1 of 1. Can we get something good, Magic? Oh my god, Bloodbraid Marauder. For as broken as Modern Horizons 2 was, this card was kind of hyped during its release, and it ended up flopping hard. I don't think I've ever seen anyone play a Bloodblade Marauder. Many busted cards in Modern Horizons 2, but not that one. At least we got some play points. What is Oh, Planeswalker 2013 deck pack. This is something that you used to get in your account for free, but you really didn't want to open it because it was all like gold border cards that you couldn't use anywhere, and there was no way to get them out of your collection. So the thing to do when you started an account was just to try to actually avoid opening them. Oh wow. So what did we learn about this deck? And I mean, we finished 3-2, and we did it with the oozes. I was worried that maybe we just win with Karn a lot, but we managed to win mostly with our oozes. I think the deck, it's a little bit it's not super consistent. That's what I would say. Like, it's really, really spectacular when it goes off, as we saw in that last game. At the same time, when it doesn't go off, it can be a little bit janky. A little bit janky. Sometimes just it draws all mana and not anything to do with the mana. So that is something that happens on occasion. But anyway, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. So we got one more stream this week. We will be back on Thursday doing some holiday celebrations, playing some cubes. So reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube. That's me and find all the old streams. Normal YouTube. Tons of stuff coming up on there. And one more reminder, they're a sponsor tonight's Card Kingdom. And if you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. And huge shout out to Gab, to Nassif for the big raid today. So on that note, everyone, thanks for hanging out this afternoon. Messing around. Will I dress up? We'll see. Maybe. It's possible. It's kind of a tradition. Might have to dust off the Santa outfit for the stream, so we will see. But on that note, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. Thanks so much for being awesome. I love y'all. You're amazing and spectacular, and I will see you on Thursday to have some more fun. So until then, everyone, have a great one, and I will talk to you soon.